Mathmech is cheap. Rika is another counter-meta pick, but it is not necessarily cheap.
Yeah.
Because I think it's been a while since some of them cards have been printed.
From what
I don't think it's as good either.
No, it won a Euro Championship. Rika can be good in this format. It has a decent counterplay against the top meta decks.
Yeah, no, from what I've seen, basically all of the I have to give a shout out though. I'm looking at the deck list for Rio. Shout out to the person playing Mathmech Adagnister.
Yeah,
I see you.
I think there were a couple of those decks actually.
Yeah, but the thing about Splight is it's very hard to side deck against, other than just standard board breakers.
Yeah, everybody just runs board breakers.
There's a specific card that makes. I'd recommend watching the Chalice Slime Monthly this week to watch a tier element deck die in fire to a one side deck card.
Which one was it? I did watch the Chalice Slime. Which one are you thinking of?
A Dimension Shifter.
Oh, yeah. Shifter kind of works. I mean, honestly, you can also play, like, DeFi or whatever.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the main thing it also dies to is because they're all monsters, it dies to Mine, which is why Mine Burn won. But hopefully, Konami will be based, and,
Yeah.
Wait,
because...
shit. Mine Burn 1?
Yeah, Mine Burn 1 Rio.
I still had, like, a few... Rio, okay.
Yeah, no. We haven't actually, we have not yet played Mine Burn. That would be the week that's upcoming for us in Prague.
Actually, a fairly base Splight deck one. Like, yes, it was running Mine, but it wasn't a Mine deck.
Yeah. In the Chalice Slime, it won.
I was about to say, I still have a couple matches left on the tail end of that Chalice Slime.
Yeah, no, I don't remember who exactly won, but I think it turns into a mirror of Splight at the end, so Splight wins no matter what, but there's some variants.
No, I didn't give you it away, because the end is a Splight mirror.
No, I was at semis still, where it was the
there's still like 4 Splight.
You know,
no, not 4 Splight.
Splight tier.
There's a few combos in there. It'll be interesting to see because you can actually see the playouts because some of the decks go places. But mine is a weird card, and it also very nearly won the Euro tournament. That was the number 2 deck. Was Mine Burn.
I'll say this. I will be very honest. My favorite Splight variant is a Mine variant. It did show up at the Chalice Slime Monthly because it's fucking hilarious. I love Mr. Rune Splight. It's fucking funny.
Oh, runic combos are interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Nope, lost it. Thought I was gonna sneeze.
Oh. I was gonna say, I keep on hearing about people saying that, X card isn't gonna make it out of the format this time.
I mean, I have to feel like Mine hasn't been printed in forever. It doesn't actually help meta decks. Like, yes, Runics can run Mine to stall out for time, but you can also run them in other shit, right? They have their own very good field spell, right? Sprite and Tier don't need it to continue selling because Sprite will continue to be meta warping until Frog gets banned, until Totally Awesome gets banned. And Tier are gonna really kick off when the Shizu stuff comes out later. Yeah. That's not until like December for us, but Konami doesn't have to do anything to fuck with those decks because they're not even in their final form yet.
No, I think Tier and Split, bold prediction, I think Tier and Split are both gonna get hit in the old cards they're running.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, maybe Toad, just because Toad lines are very annoying.
Yeah.
My prediction is Winda and Toad are both gonna get axed.
I mean, it could be. I don't actually like. I know that you can make Winda. The Winda line exists in Tier. I didn't actually see a lot of people physically doing it, but I know you can, and we'll see. That is Tier's kind of like really strong going first board. Is just mill until you make Winda and then stop. It's a pretty good one. Another thing that's actually really spicy for Tier is I know that quite a few Tier decks are main decking Galaxy Cyclone just to deal with Mine.
Yeah.
Because if you mill it, you can still send it from your you can banish it from your graveyard to pop a spell trap, which is the only thing you can do against Mystic Mine.
But people keep on saying that they expect Chaos Ruler not to make it out either.
Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't happy with Chaos Ruler. I don't. What are people actually doing with Chaos Ruler? Because I don't think I saw him at all at Chalice Slime.
No.
He's
It's
a
punk
part
stuff.
of a lot of degenerate combos in a lot of decks.
Well, I mean,
It's
obviously,
kinda
Punk
similar
can't
to the
synchro,
Aurora-
so.
It's similar to the Auroradon lines.
Well, I mean,
And,
in some Auroradon lines, you would make Chaos Ruler.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but it's basically what it's boiled down to is usually Chaos Ruler into Barone.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna say,
yeah,
he
and then you
makes it
just get
easy
a
to
2.
into Barone.
You get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
he
sense,
makes
especially
it-
for Sprite. You just get a 2, and then you
Yeah.
go because he's an 8.
The other thing is that he
I'm
makes
also-
it easy to go into hot red abyss because if you're running the jet sync.
Honestly, I don't think anybody cares about Hot Red, but like that's cool. That's
Yeah.
never been really a problem. I do
Yeah.
wonder. I know she's only been out a year. I do wonder if Konami would get crazy and hit Barone just because she's in every goddamn synchro deck.
I don't think. Once again, similar to Borload
I don't
Savage
think
Dragon.
Synchro's doing enough at
Well,
the moment.
here's the thing. I think it's similar to Borload Savage Dragon. I don't think the problem is Barone. The problem are the Chaos Dragon lines that can just give any deck access to Barone. It's like how Verte is the problem.
Yeah,
with
I guess
DPA,
that's
not
right. Because
DPA.
that's the line that you
Yeah.
always get Barone. It's like the Halcdon line also always ends in Barone.
Like, honestly,
Yeah.
something I've learned in Master Duel, playing through one Barone, not really that hard.
Oh yeah, no.
not
Barone's
really
actually
that
like
hard.
Barone herself isn't that much of a problem. She's 1 pop and 1 negate, and if you can play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you can usually play through that.
If you're at the same power level, yeah. It's just
The
if
the
you're
problem
good
is
at
when
it,
like
yeah.
with the Halcdon line, which is still legal in Master Duel. Oh my God, Konami.
Yeah.
Also, you left skill drain at 2. What the fuck? That's not gonna stop
Yeah.
me from getting skill drained. That's by the
that's
way,
still- that's-
skill drain or any kind of graveyard banish effect kills me because I'm playing Live Twin right now. That's
Yeah.
if you flip Macrocosmos or if you flip a skill drain, I'm like, well, I'm done. I'm not playing any spell trap removal.
Oh, my deck just dies to Infib. That's what my deck has a problem with.
I can usually
yeah.
so the way that you set up Live Twin is you have about 9, not 9 total. You have about like honestly, genuinely, it's like 6 different cards that are all 1-card starters technically. So usually you just pray you've got a good hand with multiple starters and you can play through Ash. The only thing I can't play through is Max C. I mean, on the one hand, I have to spend less Ultra Gems, but I am a little annoyed they're putting Cross out to 1.
Oh yeah,
that,
I'm
I genuinely
that
don't know
bad.
what's wrong with Konami.
Yeah.
Why? Like Max C is not a pack headliner. He's not like got an animation. Fucking get rid of that guy. Literally every deck is running him. It's
know
so
what?
stupid.
What happened to like
And,
updates and patch
yeah,
notes
Cross
where
was
where
one
the
of the
devs
way-
actually talk about why they made their choices?
Yeah, like
Oh, no,
They
they
say
said-
why they do the ban list. They just say it's data driven is the problem. They look at what decks are being played most and winning most, and then they are adjusting the ban list accordingly. But they're kind of shotgunning their picks. Like obviously, okay, they see a lot of IO. I think IO was at 1. Nobody fucking liked IO. IO got out. Okay, same with like Vanity's Emptiness. They're like, oh, we're seeing this in a lot of decks, even at 1, and
so
it's really
what
annoying.
We
We'll
should
cut
start doing is just auto quitting when people play Maxi.
it. Yeah, so they
Gotcha.
auto win. I mean that would give
Yeah.
them the data. I kind of have to do
Yeah.
that sometimes anyway. But
Yeah,
Maxi's just a
just-
really
just-
annoying card. Literally everybody, even I am jamming 3 of.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
no,
from what I hear, they were also looking at like how long it took for people to quit out to and stuff.
That would make
right?
sense for
Wasn't
floodgates.
that
I mean,
part of
it's not a perfect system. Like obviously
Yeah.
they saw every motherfucker running skill drain and were like, we can leave skill drain at 2. That's okay. It really isn't
Also,
though. It's
Dallas,
so
you
unfun.
said that Infip was killing you, right?
Yeah, Infib kills my deck. Because,
I
for
I
one,
want to introduce you to the newest tech from the
yeah.
shoot that Synchron has been playing. Soravis the Ancient and Ascended.
Oh,
fuck
you
is
play that
that?
guy? He's a ritual guy, but if your opponent does a thing, you can hand trap, pitch him
Yeah,
to
is
hand
that
trap.
a tribute?
It's a hand trap that negates a targeted effect. That targets a monster.
What's his attribute?
I think he's
He
win.
is a light,
he's light? Okay.
7-star ritual dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't run that in my deck.
Oh,
That's
okay.
too. Well, because here's the thing. I literally kill every other hand trap. Every other hand trap
Gotcha.
is meaningless to me.
Gotcha.
Especially because my new boss monster literally says, fuck your hand traps.
But no,
You're talking about running DDD?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Deus King Deus Ex
I mean,
so
that's
much.
fair. Dallas, I will say, even if I thought I had a good hand, if I went in my suicide phase, if I went second and I saw a guy starting his DD combos, I just quit because I'm like, it's going to take him longer to do this turn than it's going to take me to die. Go again.
That's true.
Yeah.
But no,
combos are long.
Synchron has the Synchron deck has started running that card specifically for infib and effect failure because those.
And let me guess, Dallas. Infib is bad for you because you block monster effects in hand, right?
No, I don't block monster effects. What it does, what Deus Ex does is when your opponent activates a monster effect, attach that monster to it as material.
Okay.
Once per chain.
But does it negate then also?
No. That has come up a couple of times.
Okay. I don't really see how that stops them because they still get to activate Max C.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't die to Max C because I can make that in 2 summons.
Fair enough.
Because you can overlay him over any DDD extra monster.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah.
So you got some
So-
variability.
It's not that I don't, like, yes, Maxi puts a damper on my plans, it's just I actually still have an end board.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Live Twin is stopped hard by, well, voluntarily stops hard by Maxi because unfortunately my deck does die to Nib because you
Yeah.
Nib basically you will hit the Nib point at my second to last summon, so I lose then because you
Yeah,
blow
no,
up my
that is
shit.
the one
Yeah.
My guy is literally designed to eat. It's just, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
But in that case,
understandably,
because I have to
dice
summon like
Nib.
5 times, that's why Maxi is a stop turn for me.
Well, okay. My deck doesn't die to Nib. You can play past Nib. It's
Actually,
just
I got a good question. What's the next? Because MBT's been talking about this, and I agree. But Master
the
Duel
next
is
meta?
Master Duel's so far behind. What's our next pack? Is it the back half of Battle of Chaos?
Prepare for Despia to take over.
I mean,
Is it
Despia's
the-
already
the
taken over.
Despia
It's already
stuff?
there. Is
No,
it?
but it's Mirror Jade is next.
Oh right, Mirror
Oh.
Jade's not in yet. That's right. I
No.
wonder how they'll distribute that. Will that be a
no,
pack card?
Despia's not even a tiered deck yet.
Dallas, I think you're wrong because I still see Despia shitters in plat.
Oh, no.
There's
Okay.
Dallas. There's no
He's
like
talking
normal
meta-wise.
tiers.
I think he's talking meta-wise.
No,
But that's the thing.
meta-wise,
The only meta is,
ours
do I see these assholes in high tiers? Tournaments that happen on Master Duel are fake.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way.
Well, I
No, representative by meta, it is the 7th most played deck.
Okay.
Can you guess what the first one is?
It probably involves the
it's-
word adventure.
Yeah, and it involves
Is
the
it
word
Prank Kids? Prank Kids Adventure
Yeah.
specifically? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of Adventure
Uh,
because it's like the same fucking 4-card combo and they just get to do whatever they like and they don't stop.
I'm tired of
Yeah.
Sword, Soul, and Dragon Link specifically because I somehow get matched up with all.
Oh no! I still see you're right, Dallas. I still see 5 million Sword Soul shitters everywhere at every level of the tournament. Some assholes still playing Sword Soul, making the same
Yeah.
combos every single time. This is why Hard Leg is out here like, Konami, you've summoned my goblin form.
Good
Where are the
call.
Tenyis? Where are the
Well,
Tenyis on
also,
this list,
the thing
Konami?
is, the other Sword Soul guy isn't even out yet.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering where we're at in the pack releases because, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to play Labyrinth in paper because of the waifu tax and the fact that there's so many goddamn fucking runic super rares.
Oh, we're starting with Commander Covington.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's the first. Well, alphabetically, he's the first. Yeah, we're gonna start in the old school. We'll get to talking about Machina in a second. Let me vent my Master Duel again, real quick. But I was gonna say, I don't think I can play Labyrinth in paper because, unfortunately, most of the main deck monsters that were ultras are still like $10, and it's like playing Chamber Dragon Maid in real life. It's even if the price is relatively low, this deck's not worth paying fucking $30 for a playset for on Ariadne or whatever. I will wait until cheap reprints or people shift meta. They realize that while Labyrinth is cool, I've always posited that Runic was going to have more representation than Lab because people want Mill to be good in Yu-Gi-Oh. So I suspect that as these variants come up, and especially if there's not a ban list in like a month, where mine goes away, MBT's saying as early as I think like next week maybe, because that's just before a big American YCS event.
Yeah.
But if next ban list comes soon and mine is not on it, or next ban list doesn't come for several months, people are going to start realizing that you can run the Mystic Mine Runic hybrid, and you can win by deck out rather than burn.
No.
And
Yeah.
it, like I said, the Runic mill strategy has a better system than Tier, because if you banish the Galaxy Cyclone, they cannot Mystic Mine you. So, like, I think Runic will be out there. Valiance is neat. It requires 500 IQ to play. It will never be popular.
I'm gonna play it.
Well, I know, Dallas, you like to play DDD, but that's the thing. I think it's always going to be a DDD tier deck because it's going to require you to like, think about what the fuck you're doing. Labyrinth
That's
is
true.
cool, and I think I'm going to try and play some Lab variants in Master Duel whenever that comes out as a pack.
Yeah.
But
Omega, you gotta. Okay. DDD is way less complicated now. Our main combo is only 18 steps instead of 23.
luckily,
big
since
step
I've played
backwards.
against you so much, I know the correct response to these, which is when you pitch Swirl Slime or Necro Slime, called by that motherfucker. Get him out of here.
Oh,
Banish that
Omega.
asshole.
Omega. Sweet Omega.
Can you
You
fuse from
could-
Banish?
You could potentially cut Swirl Slime at this point.
Yeah, but people are still playing it, so.
Or
What's
no,
your other
not Swirl Slime. Sorry, Swirl Slime was not the right one. Necro Slime.
Interesting. I mean, people are still playing Necro Slime. I still see it, so I banish that.
Well, yeah, it's
If I see a slime in your graveyard, I will proactively call by that fucker.
Is it the two
DDD
slimes, Lemia and
it's a-
Griffin?
Well, no, you don't run Lamia anymore.
Oh,
No,
right.
Lamia got
DDD is
replaced by
primarily
Orthros, which is in
No,
Master Duel.
JDD is primarily a Lincoln Xyz deck now.
Oh.
You're
I mean,
running
I still see a
usually-
lot of people trying to make fusions, I think, as a backup, but
Well, yeah, you run your fusions are your extenders. They're not. You don't
Startups,
end
yeah.
on any fusions.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't. But if you do, you're bad.
I mean, I think just because of the way Master Duel is, and especially because of burn decks, some people still be out here just making Jeanne d'Arc
Yeah.
because it works.
I mean,
but yeah,
Dark is a potential like you basically DDD has a flex slot in their extra deck now because you can't run a lot of the lines because
Yeah.
you have a Lex flexible extra deck, which means you have a more flexible extra deck. If that makes any sense.
yeah, no.
So basically, it's either you run one Dark or one Kali Yuga, and it honestly depends on how the meta is. I run Kali Yuga because it tells Eldritch decks to go die.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Speaking of Eldritch decks, can you run Eldritch and
Yes. The answer is yes. You can
No,
run Eldritch
no,
in
no.
anything.
well,
Unfortunately.
no, Trap, Waifu Trap.
In Labyrinth?
Right?
Yeah,
No,
I'm sure there'll be
yeah.
a Lich Labyrinth build because he just requires you to send trap cards and
I mean, not generally. Most
or-
of his
It has to be normal
traps are
trap.
counters.
It has to be normal
Most of his
traps.
traps are counters. Eldritchers are counters. Conk's a counter.
is Conk a counter? Okay, that's the big one. If Conk's a counter, then
Conk's a continuous because he's a trap monster.
Right.
no. Does he have the continuous symbol?
Yes, no, as is Hawk counter. They both have the continuous symbol.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's fair.
No, they're the only.
Okay, so
normal trap-
Konami was
wasn't
smart
seeing
and they realized this would be a thing and they skipped it.
the only
It's
normal
about playing
trap
mirror
Eldritch
horses.
generally plays is Scarlet Sanguine. That's it.
Yeah,
Everything
I
else
mean,
is
nobody's
something.
playing the Mirror Force variant. I think they should because it's funny, and because of Launcher, it's really easy to search and discard because you're doing that anyway. But the main thing people seem to be doing is Compulse Turbo.
Compulse and ID. Well, it's Compulse and
Compulse is a
ID
good card.
are the two big ones.
Like I
Ice
said,
Dragon Prison.
I would try the Mirror Force variant just because a lot of people aren't expecting that shit.
That's true.
And Mirror Forces are
But-
easy to search with Launcher, but that's
So
because
I
I'm a
think-
funny.
I think
IDP
that
is
would
so
work
good,
in Master Duel a bit better. I think in paper it would be worse because you can side deck against Mirror Force more easily than you could against. 'Cause
Well,
if
yeah,
you
that's
try
true
and
because
blow
you can play against the battle phase. I
No,
don't.
You know what
Yeah.
hybrid deck I want to see someone try and make? I
What's
don't know
that?
how this would exist. Because this is a deck that relies on normal trap. I want to see the hybrid Labyrinth Dynamorphia build. I want to see it.
Oh, I'm
It'll
sure
be
it'll show
terrible.
up. Zed already
the
brought up
option-
Labyrinth Trap Tricks. Is that yes? Because you play Trap Trick in Labyrinth anyway. Like
Oh,
it'll work because most of the trap holes are normal traps as well.
Oh God, Labyrinth Trap Tricks.
Yeah,
That-
no, it works because you're
sounds
playing normal traps
horrible.
because trap holes are traps.
I mean,
That's a deck I
horrible to
actually
play
do.
against.
That actually is a deck I hate I hate Sarah just because I don't understand how that card works.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with Trap Chick. They just do one thing, and I'm like, hello, I've summoned a guy. Die.
So, yeah, I don't think that affects.
Hold on a second.
Those are something from the deck of a more trap active. And if something else acts, instead of pull trap directly from the deck, it's simple.
We should probably get to the.
Yeah, we're going to get to the spiel. Though somebody did bring up a good point, the Trap Tricks do have an official structure deck coming out, at least in the OCG. We'll see in the TCG. But speaking of structure decks, I mean, you never know with us. It's very hard to guess. But speaking of structure decks, so as voted on by you fine people who are patrons, we are going to talk about Machina today on Fail Portrayal. This won our monthly Patreon poll for a Fail Portrayal. If you support us on Patreon at the 5 and up level, you can get access to that poll. I will be starting a new poll in a couple of days with suggestions by these guys. We'll keep whittling away through the stuff. So, again, you know, when the new month rolls around, you can support us on Patreon if you don't already and get access to that. And Machina won pretty soundly. So, Machina is an Earth Machine deck. Stop me if you heard that one. Though their latest wave of support are actually Dark Machines, which is a whole different bag of tricks. But still relevant, you know.
Arguably a way worse bag of tricks.
True, but you know,
I don't
people at
care
least
for
talk
the
about it.
Wars, but
they
I will say
realize
it's
that-
funny the way I've seen it be done.
I mean,
I think
at the very least, people were not really afraid, but like people were talking about Ruin Force FDK anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know how much
Oh,
it
I
actually
mean,
happened.
it's very good in Master Duel because of.
Well, yeah.
the
So
link
actually,
card.
that was the thing I wanted to bring up. Many of you may have even voted for Machina, and be aware of it because Machina is so iconic, especially I think as a budget deck. In that, during the No Extra Deck Festival, which was this past month, along with the likes of, say, you know, I don't know, Flunder, Machina was one of the loner decks, and it was not a crap option. I saw quite a few people playing this loner and actually having
Honestly,
plays.
None of the loner decks this last one.
Yeah, I just don't remember what the third one was.
Adventure.
Oh,
of
right,
course.
right, yeah. So, again, by the way, the three loner decks then for No EX Festival were Adventure, like the most represented engine right now. Flunder,
And also-
another
and
top cut
also
meta deck.
new.
Yeah, and also
Yeah,
both
that
are brand
was
new.
actually-
Also
And
relatively
Machina,
new.
okay?
That no, Flunder is actually a top tier meta deck right now.
Yes, Flunder is
I hate
a
it,
top
I
deck.
hate it with a passion.
As much as I loved playing Flunder in the festival, playing against people in ladder has definitely made me go like, okay, there's some problems here. It mostly has to do with Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds and other bullshit.
And Rise of the Mega Monarch.
I mean, no, Dallas, I play Life Twin. I don't give a short about Mega Ryza. Oh, you're trying to bounce my Trouble Sunny. I split her into two guys. I pop your Ryza. What are you gonna do now, nerd? Your normal summon chain is over. My problem with
their
Flunder.
Spell.
Yes, my problem with
Yeah,
Flunder is the
I-
field
I-
spell where oh shit, I normal summoned. Great, now I gotta watch you play for 5 goddamn minutes. Fuck.
Yeah. I suspect the barrier statues might get slapped.
Honestly, I
generally
feel like the
here
barrier
soon.
statues shouldn't exist. Like, they're funny, but if you reach a point where you can legitimately play a barrier statue in your deck as a floodgate, that's probably bad. There's probably a problem
Yeah.
here.
The problem is we exist in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, and in modern
MBT actually had a very interesting conversation. I don't even put a VOD out about it, about how he wishes Yu-Gi-Oh had rotation, like monthly rotations, because the biggest problem he has with most of the new formats, and it's one I share with him, is the problem with most of the formats is never a new card. If you really think about it, in the new formats, everyone's most problematic card is usually a card from like 10 or 15 or 20 years ago that a new card has accidentally broke. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think
Stormwind
some of that
or
just has to do with, like, a lot of weird design decisions that made sense back in the day and then don't anymore. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
Like,
I mean, yes, you
back
could
in the-
rotate out older sets, but if Konami just wanted to do a cutoff and say, hey, Speed Duel style, any card that was printed in a set before 2010, not fucking legal anymore. Wait until we reprint it. Like, it would have to be
I
a
would be
broad one
so
because
happy.
there's so many, like, Machina. Machina is a legitimate deck, and you play some of these old-ass cards in it. but they're old. Like Machina's been around for
Honestly,
like
it
15
should-
years.
I have a
It should-
story I
10
want to
years.
say, but I'll wait for you guys to start talking about
Yeah,
Master Duel.
I have.
Well, we're
the
not
set,
talking about Master Duel, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
I have the
Okay.
set. I have the set picked out. Personally,
What?
'Cause I
Which
feel
one?
like it's when Yu-Gi-Oh changed. Duelist Alliance.
I mean, that is a big one for changing the game. That would rotate out a lot of stuff. And
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if it has been reprinted since then, that would still be valid. But there's a lot of old crap that's, like, never been reprinted that people keep digging. Like Smoke
Well,
Grenade of the Thief.
Well, okay. Can we at least say reprinted in a main set? Because if we're doing structure decks and shit, that'll never do anything.
Well, but the problem is structure decks are constructed, Dallas. Those should be legal because those
Yeah.
are accessible.
Well, then tell Konami to stop putting shit because the barrier statutes have been reprinted in structure decks.
Have they actually?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I'm pretty sure Stormwinds was in the Lyralist one.
Leerless doesn't have a structure deck, doofus.
Or... Wait, am I crazy?
Nope.
Hold on.
Now, admittedly, because Konami are assholes and want your money, it was reprinted in maximum gold, but that's its literal
That's what I
second
mean.
printing. And honestly, they never should have. Somebody should have been more angry about that. But
That's what they're just. I just think there should be a cutoff of just certain cards when they were released, and then Konami can figure out like an exception list of like
or something. Yeah, I don't know.
this
There's a
card
lot of
is
weird
so
shit.
important to I don't know. I just think I don't even want it to replace Yu-Gi-Oh as a mode. I just think there needs to be a mode for that because you know what
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh feels like to me. I'm
going to bring this up as an analogy. Dallas, you want reverse time wizard. You want not every card
Yes.
after this is illegal. You want every card before this is illegal.
So playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and Yu-Gi-Oh! In general to me always feels like playing Wild Hearthstone, which isn't a bad thing necessarily.
Sometimes.
But the
doesn't go
difference is I can click off Wild Hearthstone and play the other one.
Yeah, I was
Well,
about to
I also would
I
say this
think
about
he-
Master
I think
Duel.
He did make a VOD.
I think, I mean, he keeps recording all his streams, so I'm sure somewhere. I don't know if he's clipped it.
Well, because he was talking with
Furfa. Yeah, no, that's where I saw it too.
yeah, I was gonna say he was talking with someone else about, and he said that it was hard leg about how the lack of modes. They were talking about getting more casual players in.
Oh, yeah,
specifically,
no,
but
I saw a
think that
clip
the lack
of dual logs with hard leg, actually.
Oh yeah,
Master
it might
Duel
have
has
been
been
Dual-Log.
Master Duel has been not doing like if you look at the numbers, it has been
Yeah.
bad.
I'm
I do
yeah.
think
There's
a
a lot
lot
of.
of that
I
is-
mean, yeah. I with Master Duel though, I want to say this: Master Duel is not Yu-Gi-Oh though, because they were dumb and they made it best of one.
But also, in a sense, it is still has the same issues that Yu-Gi-Oh does of overcomplicated cards and metas that sometimes revolve around just cards that do not feel fun to play against.
Well, yeah, but that's I don't know if that's necessarily, and I guess that some of that is the formatting issue, right? Because Konami decides that. But the main thing with Master Duel, I think, is just Konami has failed to embrace the fact that they have a digital version of their card game, which is where I think Duel Links has succeeded. Duel Links has its crazy own special unique meta. Speed Duels has its own crazy special unique meta because of the way that works. They're changing, literally changing the Speed Duels ban list to be like the Duel Links ban list. You can only include 2 semi-limited
I
cards,
agree with
etc. Like total. And on I think MBT's even said that.
Imagine if we could do that in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
and
MBT's
we're
even
like-
said he would like that. It's just that would probably be a giant headache for Konami to figure out what the balance is.
Where meta decks weren't just a bunch of Saki 1-ofs. That'd be great.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing with like Master Duel. They have the power to change this. They could do so much to change the format. Obviously, like MBT said, I don't like playing with the older cards. I think they should be faster with set releases, but they do have to program every single fucking new interaction into the game, so I understand why it's not like instant, But there's so much they could do if they wanted to make Master Duel better. They need to ban about 50 more cards per ban list or something. Like, they need to force the meta to change because they do not release enough new cards fast enough, and they do not remove enough cards from the card pool to incentivize anybody to change. I am still running into Eldritch, go first set 5 shitters in Platinum 8 months after this goddamn game came out. I hated them then, I hate them now, because it's a fucking paste deck. I'm sorry, if you like Eldritch and you like all the variants, that's very cool. People on Master Duel do not play Eldritch in a smart way. It's like Blue Eyes
They don't.
players.
Oh yeah.
They just go hee skill drain go burr.
And at least with Blue Eyes players, you win the duel.
Well, yeah, Blue Eyes players usually accidentally themselves.
They just kill
they
themselves.
can't not flip up Eternal Light, and they don't understand how that fucks them.
For me, it's they don't read your cards, and then they attack into your fucking Cyburst Arrival at Ignister with a Burst Dragon, and they're like, why?
Oh
is your
yeah,
monster not getting
Burst no. My big thing is I've seen guys try and summon a regular Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon against me, not Chaos Max, the one that flips monsters face down. Hey, Yugi Boomer, that doesn't work on Link monsters, idiot. You can't flip Live Twin Trouble Sunny face down. That's not how it works. I think it would be interesting if it would work that way, but it don't, so you lose.
You know, actually, that reminds me of an idea I had for a card type design of an archetype that flips cards face down, but if they cannot be face down, they are banished face down.
I think that would work if you wrote that way. Yeah.
Just to give it where it's worse if you're playing a Link.
And that would be
just are
funnier.
Konami are just cowards. They need to bring back face down attack position.
Oh, they should absolutely. It doesn't make any goddamn sense for rulings, but it would be
Also,
hilarious.
I was thinking, what could be a way to be like equivalent to being banished face down, but even harder to get out? It's like banished.
Oh, and I mean,
into
there is
your
no
deck
harder. You
permanently.
literally can't unless
Okay.
something says to shuffle like all
No, because
banished
banished
cards
face down
back.
still works for other decks because that still advances the game state.
Yeah, there's only like 4 or 5 cards
no,
that
it does-
interact
it-
with face down cards.
It does not
Yeah,
advance the
so-
game state Axe because that a card banished face down, you can't mechanically you don't know what that card is. It cannot activate any effects. It cannot be targeted or named. It doesn't exist anymore. The only way you can get
okay.
it back is if you de-banish everything, like all banished cards. I mean, it
I
still
guess I think
works for
I
like
guess
like
I was
Red
thinking of
Magi because it
Angela,
counts as
where
banished.
it counts how many you have, so that matters.
Yeah, but that's always gonna. You can't work around that. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. That's just how that deck works, you know. But banished face down is about as fucked as you can get in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Regardless,
I think it'd be cool to make a flip deck that basically punishes Links.
I do think Yu-Gi-Oh needs serious changes because they're really pulling a Vince McMahon here, in which they had
We could do for a new Master Rule.
opportunity. They had all the opportunity to make Master Duel and Yu-Gi-Oh a very popular game due to its popularity in the pandemic, and they just did everything possible to not do that.
Yeah, I think with Master Duel, they kind of didn't realize what they were doing. And, like, Master Duel's still fun in limited circumstances. Solo modes are usually entertaining. Though, god damn it, whoever at Konami loves Element Sabers, I want to punch them.
I like
That fucking... No, I don't like it, because you keep skipping your battle phase. You can't do anything, Dallas.
Don't use the field spell.
But I don't have any plays then. They've given me... What do I do if I draw 4 Element Sabers and 1 Plunder? I can't play the game. The Plunder Element Saber deck sucks ass, and I hate it. I haven't beaten it yet.
Yeah, that one was like,
I get why they want me to just summon Molan Glacia, but it's such a pain in the ass because I can't do anything ever. The mill deck sucks, but yeah. Anyway, but no, like the solo modes are usually fun and interesting.
Hold on. I just have to say this. Excuse me. Someone just played 3 Cup of Ace in me in a row and got 3 heads.
Nice.
Excuse
for
me.
them.
And then the other thing is the festivals are usually pretty fun. Like, I had a lot of fun with No Extra Deck and NR. I think the next festival based on, like, Datamined Cosmetics will probably be Link-based, which I'm sure some people will find annoying, but I'm just going to take the Zeus package out of my Live Twin deck and find 3 other Link cards to play, and I'll have fun.
Yeah.
So, like...
I don't even think I need to say what deck I'm playing for that festival.
Yeah, no, you've also got a perfect deck for that. No, so that'll be entertaining in its own way. Though, Loth, are you still here? I know you've been quiet because you've been yelling about Master Duel.
I'm still here. Just
you'll be excited to hear that some Gaia cosmetics have been data mined in the next Master Duel update.
Yay.
Like, I think even a Gaia mate, I think?
Depends
and
on what
some
kind of
sleeves.
Gaia made.
I think it's either Dragon Champion or
Isn't it?
regular Gaia the Fierce
Yeah.
Knight.
I thought it was just Dragon.
Yeah, I think it's Dragon Champion.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. Luckily,
Okay.
the new dual pass is Bitron, so I don't have to bust my ass about that. All right,
Yeah,
anyway,
no,
we've been wasting
then-
your time for like 30 minutes.
Actually,
We got kind of distracted because we talked about Machina showing up in Master Duel. Machina is a long running deck. Talking about we talked about like longevity. the original run of the Machina Mayhem structure deck was 2010. So this deck has been out for 10 years and has arguably been playable at several points in its lifespan.
I think I had this when I was in like 5th or 6th grade or something. It was like my childhood.
Yeah, it makes sense.
relatively.
It was a structure deck. No.
Because I also didn't understand how to run 40-card decks because I didn't understand how the game worked really. So
Like
Yeah,
from a meta standpoint, Machina has always liked to be what I call a kit bash deck.
Mhm.
It kind of is like Adventure in a way, of like, I don't think Machina has ever been good as its own deck, but Machina has just been in a lot of good decks.
Well, and
I
I
have
think
played a few almost entirely Machina decks, but that's their third wave. The first 2 waves are only
Well-
good as part
Well,
of
and
the
I'm
I'm
looking at the
saying
Machina
in
structure
terms of-
deck like right now. Even that isn't like that still has the entire gadget package in it, right? And some scrap cards and stuff. And Sidra and Proto Cyber Dragon are in there, right? So like they've always known
think I
from
ran
the
those,
start
yeah.
with Machina that like it's kind of the heart of a machine good stuff deck, right?
It's a machine core.
So,
Yeah.
just to put it in perspective, I just looked up on Amazon real quick because that's what was convenient.
Yeah.
$20 for a Machina Mayhem structure deck. So that means that they're still making them.
Yes, Konami doesn't necessarily stop printing structure decks; they just get harder to find.
Yeah.
I
Like,
also
I've
believe
seen-
that's
I think
slightly
that's
above
good.
MSRP, so you know it's in demand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as opposed to like the Shadal one that I was looking for, that was like $60, $70.
Yeah,
on
that one you
Amazon.
can't find because everybody bought them all. But yeah, so Machinas do get kind of a unintrusive start. Most of these cards were reprinted in the structure deck, but in the OCG, they originally came out in one of the premium packs. Premium Pack 9, I think, was our first blob of guys, Covington, Force Defender, Sniper, Soldier. They were not
Which is-
super good when they came out. It wasn't
Oh, yeah,
until
they
the
were.
structure deck wave that really... Because that's
When did they come out?
the original premium pack. Because, like, in the TCG, these all came out at the same time because these are all printed in the
Soldier-
structure
Oh,
deck.
okay, never mind then.
Soldier's okay. Covington's. I will talk about this, I guess, after we go over a few of them. When we get to Machina Force, I'll talk about,
Yeah.
I guess, the initial like 5-card package and how like.
Okay, so this is no wonder they were reprinting the structure deck. I just want to say, Premium Pack 9 was 05. So these are like old school Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They just didn't hit
Yeah,
the
I
TCG
remember having.
until way later.
I remember having stuff when I was like, I had the structure deck that had Fortress in it, and it didn't have any Sidras in it. It just had Fortress and I think a few other machine cards in it, and like most of like 3 of these guys.
But yeah, so so these first wave of boys, they start out very simple and are not super impressive. They were, I presume, reprinted in the structure deck for completeness, but are non-essential. I don't think we really have anything to say about Commander Covington's mug. He's been on screen for a long time, and nobody has felt compelled to mention anything about him.
No.
Oh, I've been trying to, just you guys kept talking, so I just didn't.
Oh, okay. Do you have actually something to say about his look?
Yeah, because he's a weird mix between like it's a weird mix between like a tin soldier figure and then like, or I guess it's more of like a tin soldier figure that was turned into a robot full size, in my mind.
Yeah, that definitely gives me.
He has like the weird joint parts you notice and
Yeah,
like the head that you could like click on and like the tie that was probably a sticker you recover with a sticker.
Yeah, I was gonna say he definitely reminds me of British soldier.
Yeah, he's not
He's a
quite
British
as
officer.
fancy as Robotic Knight.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, he kind of just looks like a Gundam nuke.
Kinda. Yeah,
Like,
I can
not-
see where
not-
you're coming
not-
from.
I mean, I also want to
like a-
say
not
like a
I was
opposite
dead
power.
certain that Axe was gonna make some kind of tokusatsu comparison. I wasn't gonna get just then.
No, he.
Not a specific.
But if
no,
Axe won't
no,
say it,
I'm
I'll say it. This guy looks like a Power Rangers extra.
what
In
I
fact,
would say
actually,
is not
isn't this guy one of the guys from one of the seasons of the original Power Rangers? Yeah, somebody had
No.
said big Power Rangers. Okay, Axe, I don't know if you were fucking alive during the original run of Power Rangers, buddy.
I mean, I've seen all of them, but
Okay. But there was the Machine Empire one. They definitely had some tall boys with
there's
tall
something
hats.
like this, but I guess I don't think nothing the exact color scheme.
Well,
I mean, I don't care about the color scheme.
well,
I care about
I
the
said-
silhouette.
What I was saying for this is
Oh.
like when I say it looks like a
Power
Gundam,
Rangers CEO.
I don't mean anything specific. I mean like
By the way,
just
just
the
Robotic Knight
general
for comparison.
design.
Yeah.
Like, I
no,
would see this as just like a Zaku equivalent of like.
I mean,
there are
I don't know if
million
it.
of these and they're all
Probably-
getting killed.
No,
more
he
GM,
feels
more
person-sized.
More
Uh,
GM equivalent.
Well, and
than
I also want to
Zaku.
throw this out there. I don't think he's got a pinchable enough waist to be a Gundam.
Well, no, the mooks are
He's more-
generally more blocky and stout.
Besides, I also
Yeah.
think it is like it's probably more just
There's
I'd more see it as a Gundam pilot, honestly. Like a
No, honestly, I agree with you. This doesn't have. This doesn't look like a main character Gundam because it's not nearly
no,
designed.
this is person sized. I don't think
It doesn't
it's
have 30 billion spikes.
yeah. This looks like
person.
this looks like this universe's equivalent of a GM.
Okay, Axe. That also doesn't matter for what I'm saying. I'm saying in design aspect wise, not in terms of size or actual look or anything.
Honestly, I don't get
Size
any
is
sense of
part of
scale
it,
from
though.
this guy. Like he's
Okay.
just got
Yeah.
a big light explosion behind him. He could be a 1-inch tall toy soldier. He could be the size of a man. He could be 20 stories tall. I don't actually get an impression of scale
I'm more
from him
taking it because of
personally.
all the other Makinas are like around the
Well,
size. of
then
actual,
you're
like-
assuming things that you shouldn't.
armor,
Like
so-
I
Alright.
have not looked at any of those guys. They are out of my head. Design-wise, I don't know what size this guy is.
Yeah.
All right.
Let it go.
But we don't really
on,
need
then.
to talk about what he does. I mean, I guess we do because he name checks all of the other
Actually,
assholes.
when you get to
but-
Machina Force, we'll actually bring up.
well, I mean, we'll read his effect now, but Machina Force is, I think, next. I think it's the first one. Oh, well, technically Defender should be
You
first,
need to
but
do
I
the
can...
other three before you Machina Force.
No, we don't.
Okay.
But Covington is a level 4 Earth machine. Unfortunately, he has dogshit stats. He is a 1K 600. I mean, this guy was originally printed in 05, so it makes sense. His only effect is send a face-up Machina Soldier, Sniper, Defender you control to the graveyard, especially on a Machina Force from your hand or deck. So this guy is like, imagine Gate Guardian, but instead of Gate Guardian's actual effect text, you have an extra guy who summons Gate Guardian. That's kind of what we're dealing with here. At the very least, Machina Force, if I'm not misremembering, has an actual effect.
It does. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's still this reeks of classic Yu-Gi-Oh energy. Where why do you need an extra guy to summon this big
It
monster?
needs to be normal, right? Or just summoned.
No. Commander Covington is just this is just his active effect. You can send a
Okay, so
face up.
you can get him on. Okay, just get him.
You can special him, but you must. This requires you to have Soldier, Sniper, and Defender all face up on your field.
Honestly, getting Soldier on board is not hard. It's more just getting Sniper and Defender on the board at the same time is the hard part.
Yeah.
Spoiler: this card was never used in the initial Machina decks.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
it's
you
a
don't
it's a
run
weird
Force.
one.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
Actually, Axe, you're completely incorrect.
How?
You do run Force, you just don't run at Sentry, Sniper, or Covington.
I don't know how you get Force then, because I've never seen
You
card
pitch it
played.
into the graveyard and summon it.
I thought it only could be summoned by its effect.
No, I think it just says it can't be
No.
nulled.
Can't
Okay, I
be
thought
normal
I thought I said it because of
summons,
my Covington.
Must
Okay.
be special summoned by Chimera Covington.
Yeah, you pitch it for summoning.
Yeah.
I don't. Spoiler: there's another card that requires stars.
Yeah. Right.
Machina Force is a level like what, 12 or something?
10.
What's that noise
Yeah.
in the background?
What noise? Where?
I was hearing like
It was
music.
stealing from Marv.
Oh, do you have, I don't hear anything right
no,
now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Spoiler: you pitch Force with Fortress.
Okay.
I mean, I think Axe is correct. I don't know what. I like they even say that in the.
That's,
Why,
that,
why are
like
you?
a Fortress
Why?
unless you have Fortress in hand.
I'm looking at the list right now.
Okay, but why do they do that? What dumbass did that? That's useless.
YCS Edison, New Jersey winner Paul McCain.
He won with it? I don't. Well, never mind. I don't. Dallas, shut the fuck up. I don't care anymore. It's dumb. That guy should
That
feel
feels
bad,
like-
but I
It
don't.
feels like you wouldn't.
I
it feels
don't
like you
want to
would on
debate
other
it
things
anymore with
it.
anybody.
Whatever.
Commander Covington is not a good card. I know that some people like him, but he's dumb. He should feel bad.
He also is not Machina names. He's the point of actually
Yeah.
fucking good luck drawing him.
Which does actually bring me to a point I wanted to bring up earlier, but we
Yeah.
kind of got around. So in the OCG, Machina are called machiners, and we actually have info.
That's
There was a
dumb.
Pojo.com. Oh, I mean it's machines, so it's like
Oh.
English, so it's cool over there. But we actually have a Pojo.com forums post about why they changed the name in the TCG. They decided to make it Machina to make it clear to players that they are a deck of machine monsters, not guys who work on machines. Because machiners in
fair.
English could be a little loose. And Machina actually has a wide variety of translations in various languages. But I'm debating, because technically in my note line, for some reason, I put Force above Defender, but that's not alphabetical. But do I want to do it anyway?
I feel like you should do at least the other three, just because it like gives you the point of being like. I feel like it built up to something, but It's
Yeah, I
going
don't care
out with
about
force.
that.
It's all right.
There's
Right.
no build-up. It's just
me.
Machinas.
You don't give a fuck. Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also, it's not just that it's UX. It's that I usually do these in the exact same way every goddamn week, and I don't know why you try to change it. So we'll do Defender then. I will be true to myself, and I will do this in the alphabetical order I have arranged the block in.
Is it purely alphabetical, or is it based off alphabetical and then the wave?
Well, it's usually waves of support, because I tried to do it purely alphabetical, but then Dallas would always yell at me because he was like, oh, but that card didn't come out yet. So we do it by when they happened, usually. I think the only thing we didn't do that for recently was Infernoid, but that's because they were like...
That's because they
Two
all
waves
went
of
out
support?
within like what? Yeah, but it was
They were,
all
like, two
within
sets
like
of each
one
other?
set of each other, so
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
Okay, so that
Defender works as a decent next step, too, because its effect straight up name checks Commander Covington. And gets around the issue that Axe mentioned, but also you'll notice is fucking useless in
Defender's
even
also not
2010
really
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Not great. Not.
I mean, he's a
I think there's
Machina.
only other. Yeah, he's a Machina at least.
But what I was going to say
I-
was that I just wanted to bring up that the names across other translations of the TCG for Machina are very varied. So in Portuguese, they are automata or automato.
Cool.
In French, they are just mechabot. Mechabot.
Mechabot.
And German, they are Maschinenwesen, mechanic being. So, like, there's a lot of in Italian, they're just mech with one K. A lot of flexibility there. But yeah, this is Defender. I'm not a big fan of this.
It's not.
No.
I don't really care for the design.
I
to be
think that
agree.
later Machina cards do this concept much better.
It's honestly the
Yes.
base of what they wanted to do, and I feel like they iterated upon this one way better later.
Oh yeah, no, they go back to this well of just like, what if a Machina was just a giant gun turret? Also, let me double check. This isn't censored, right? No, this is the only card art for this. So his Mountain Dew bottle launchers were original.
Yeah.
It actually we're enough. It makes you think of like a toy where basically you push on them to shoot them.
Yeah, no, this is very.
Yeah.
I know. Audience, I know
This is
Axe
like-
says that a
this is like a
lot, but
Transformer
I
toy.
agree with this. This is very. What's the word we use? Toyetic. Yeah.
It makes you
Yeah,
think
no,
of like a
this one
Transformer
actually is. I mean, it's not quite as goofy as I originally thought because I realized it has a head.
Yeah, it's got its own
and
head.
The middle isn't just its face because that's what I originally thought.
It still looks kind of like it's got because it's got those extra, greenish yellow lights. Honestly,
It's
I
got
think
headlight-
Force would
it-
be
it
better
has
as a
head-
fusion, but sorry, Martha's
It
just
has
posting up
headlight. It has
Okay,
headlight
reason.
boobs.
Yeah. Which is certainly a design look, but honestly, the fact that it's got those extra lights that make it look kind of like it has a little sad face do make it more toy-like they're trying to soften the lines. So,
this
it's a weird
is,
one.
This is a bad art design and a bad card.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if you keep in mind that this in the OCG it came out in 05 in relation to the manga stuff.
Yeah. And with the manga, this thing had no
Yeah.
effect.
I guess in the
Interesting.
OCG this might not be bad, but in the TCG, this card was
No, it's not.
See, there's
Well, I
a-
mean, it's
there-
not
there
even
was
useful
ano-
because let me read its effect for you real quick. So, Machina Defender is another level 4 Earth machine. It has 1200 attack and 1800 defense. It is a flip monster. Flip, add Commander Covington from your deck to your hand. So it is a Commander Covington searcher. So, in the broader terms of Machina, this isn't even a good support card.
No, especially because Machina was released after another Earth Machine archetype, and they just used those level 4s instead of these shitballs.
Yeah,
More dice and card carry.
there's
No, it was. I was talking about gadgets.
yeah, Machina Gadget
yeah,
is a
right,
very
yeah,
infamous,
right.
infamous
The-
combo.
The deck in question that was the Machina, like the one I talked about that won YCS, the DC Championship. There's a couple wins. It's Machina Gadget or Machina Geargia for a little bit.
Yeah.
But those are the two main.
As I said, Machina has formed a core of a lot of different Earth Machine decks.
And then there was one really weird Trap Tricks Machina deck in like 2015.
Well, I mean, I guess those are both rank 4 engines. So, alphabetically, next is the big boy, Force.
Oh.
Let me double check. Was this slightly censored? Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, no, maybe it was censored originally. Yeah, because they look more like launchers, so... For some reason, the Wikipedia doesn't have them as separate arts, but yes, no, okay, so... the nerfification of his guns is a TCG thing. He originally just has a rifle, and those are barrels, not Mountain Dew launchers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is Machina Force. This is supposed to be the biggest, boogliest one. Early Machinas kind of had a theme that they were transforming robots. And Ruin Force kind of goes back to that, but a lot of the iconic Machinas don't really do that, so it's kind of a hit-or-miss theme. But this is the first couple boys stacked up. Go ahead, X.
I will say there later is a sub-theme with like different iterations of Fortress. Like there are different types of models of like, I think Fortress and then Mega Force. What was it called? I think it was. But that's a different thing. We'll get to that.
There's a few
honestly,
variants over there.
Yeah, Machina Force is one of those cards that I hate the way this card looks. Because it literally just looked like a kit bash in a bad way.
Yeah, so I get we're going for the theme where we stacked Defender, Sniper, and Soldier all together. You haven't seen all of those yet, but that's who they are. And so it has all their different weapons and stuff, but combining robots look their best when they make logical sense. This guy's he's the green one soldier? I think it is.
Yeah.
It's got Soldier's, like, knife arm on its ass. So
and
it's like
regular arm as well.
Yeah, it's like half a centaur, but it can't possibly centaur run, so like
it's using for its front legs, it's using like parts
it's using
Defender.
Defender's legs. It's also got Defender's head as its crotch now. It's just I get what they were going for, but it's very weird.
Like the only thing I really want to see, I've also noticed that like in its torso is also Cyber's head. I didn't notice that under the gun. But it's like I feel like the only thing I actually here to see is like what would be the sequence of this forming, but that's kind of it. The rest
I mean, the animation sequence of this would probably be interesting, but
parts of it would have to split apart.
Yeah, the static art is weird.
This is definitely one of those cards that could have been on that list of like what terrible cards were in tournament decks. Because this card is awful.
I'm actually honestly I wasn't that. I think that was one of MBT's early Twitter threads was his penis card videos. I don't know if Machina Force made it.
It wasn't in that. I don't think it did because it wasn't like an old awful card. It was released at the same time.
True.
And they literally just used it to pitch for Fortress. That was its entire purpose.
I mean, I feel like there are better slots in the deck, but I didn't win Edison, so what can I say?
I have also seen, like, as you've seen me play it in Prague, I feel like I've made better things work.
Look, sometimes a free reborn is a free reborn.
But okay, so Machina Force, stats-wise, at the very least, he has an impressive setup. I understand why, but he's just, it's Gate Guardian energy, guys. You got to remember, this card's original printing in the OCG was 05, so, like, that's why it's dumb. This is a equivalent of, like, a first series monster. You know, being in the manga and stuff as well. So Machina Force is a level 10 Earth Machine. It has 4,600 attack and 4,100 defense. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned by Commander Covington. You must pay 1,000 LP to declare an attack with this card. Also, why it was so is that? Hold on, was it always been LP or no? There's Graveyard in here. This card is problem-solving card text. When? They reprinted it in the 2020 version. What the fuck?
What?
Right,
this is in the 2020 Structure Deck Mechanized Madness.
Oh wait, no, because Ruin Force, because it works with Ruin Force.
Right, yes,
Yeah,
Ruin Force makes this good, right.
Like once again, like it is like
Garnet,
in modern
yeah.
Earth Machine, like in modern Machina, it's useless because Machina has other
Yeah.
like fuck off level guys.
I like Aerator
Citadel,
or Radiator more anyway. So.
Well, yeah, no, Citadel
they're
or
cool.
Radiator's better. I don't know about Aerator.
Aerator, it works.
Yeah,
it works
I-
as a searcher for using the various spells. Like
When
your
I remember
Bulldozer
Axe
and all that.
activating Air Raider and seeing some other people do Air Raider in a
But
Master Duel.
regardless, like Citadel, like
Well, they definitely
Air-
have sub themes. Like a lot of the small boys are level 4, but a lot of the big boys are various high levels.
But this
for
was
reasons,
even
so-
before any like the only other like looking at it, the only other Earth Machine you could pitch for Machina Fortress was Ancient Gear Golem. That was literally it. It was
Which
the
I'm sure
only
you
other
saw
one.
that build sometimes because Ancient Gear Golem
Alright,
is a fucker.
I'm used to where it's like you pitch it in another thing from yourself, and then you just cycle.
Well,
it
yeah,
out.
the
but
usual
there's
is you
one
pitch
card
itself for
versus
itself.
two.
Yeah, but
But
it's if you
but
can.
if you draw something,
At
I guess the
some-
bit
and
is
at
if you
some
draw
points,
it, you can grab from
pretty
grave.
sure Machina was, if not limited, semi-limited.
Well, also,
I'm pretty
no,
sure
it
he-
wasn't. It wasn't. But remember, this is like Machina Gadget is the first grind deck.
Yeah, Gadget
These
is a
games are
strong
meant
resource.
to
lead.
go. These games were meant to go long, so eventually you have all three of your
And I,
fortresses in grade.
well, yeah, and I was about to say, I guess in that context of thinking of it in a grind context, it makes sense because it doesn't matter that this is a dead draw if you have it as like a 1 or 2 of in the deck.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
did you get a
Oh, yeah,
gadget?
it was-
You normal summon a gadget, you get a new gadget. Like you're constantly replacing resources in that deck. And when we get to eventually the Gear Gear variant, that's the same way, right? So
Like I can
Yeah.
understand why this was put in as a 1 of or 2 of one in one build,
yeah.
but like it makes sense in the context. Like I said, it belongs in that one video of like why were these like ass penis cards?
Well, yeah,
played?
because it requires you to
it's
pay 1,000
because-
LP to
yeah.
declare an attack. By the way, you can send this card you control to the graveyard and then special summon back Soldier, Sniper, and Defender. Why the fuck you would do that after you bothered to make this giant motherfucker? I don't know. It's not even a quick
because it
Also-
costs a lot of points to attack.
But it's not a. It's not a. I mean, I guess yeah, but that's still silly because like it's not even a quick effect.
Yeah.
It's just it's got that early game design things. Oh god, this is so.
Yeah.
Sorry, Konami, please. I know MBT said he wanted the lost art of Skyfire's rocket penis, but even though these guys are terrible, but please give them their lost arts. I can't take this seriously when he's got a fucking candy corn RPG. Because it's Sniper. Honestly,
I can't take-
other than his weirdness with the censorship of his gun, Sniper is okay.
I mean, he's okay. I still
God,
think
he
it's
just-
not great.
Oh my god, I just know the weird. His joint points remind me of Transformers I owned in like 09.
Yeah, he's got some very basic bitch like articulation. I think that's okay because he's not really complex. He's just
I
a
meant
guy,
like his
you know?
shoulders
Hey,
and like
Alice,
die
are you
points.
picking up
yeah.
some static or something?
He's probably brushing his teeth.
No.
No.
Well, you're making noise on stream, so
Yeah, I hear it. Like a hissing
I-
noise.
I hate to
gardening
call you out
like
on that.
next door.
I mean that doesn't.
Maybe.
That's a problem for Loth sometimes when he has neighbor man.
Yeah.
Also,
Think your
Discord
bike-
is
still
just a
think-
little weird because I realized that Dallas muted himself and Discord still lit him up green. Yeah, no, that is a weed whacker.
Or the,
Yeah, I-
those, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, hey, that's fine. Just
We're checking. But yeah, so Sniper. I mean, Sniper absolutely does look like a grunt in some kind of mechanized show, whether it's a tokusatsu or a Gundam or whatever. Like,
yeah.
he's a guy. He's a man. He's got a gun. He's okay.
yeah,
well,
Maybe he's like not really an elite mook, but like imagine you're playing like a side-scrolling game on the NES. Like this is that one asshole who like does the slow combo from a long way and can do a lot of damage to you. Like not really a mini boss or an elite mook, but like he's a little special enemy who's slightly more
You know
annoying
what
to
this-
deal with.
You know what this
you-
reminds me?
Oh, you mean like one of those enemies where you just suddenly see like a sniper scope on the screen, like
Yeah.
one of those sort of like.
yeah.
And there's a
Marks
really
on
loud
screen.
noise as he starts to lock on.
Yeah, no. Once again, I will point to the GM as what I think this looks like. Or
No,
these look like.
okay, this one looks like a fucking mook from Oh god, did any of you ever play the Dynasty Wars Gundam game?
No.
No.
Yeah,
that's
but
what
I
this
don't
looks
remember
like
it
for
too
me.
well.
Well, not like exactly, but like this looks like a mook I would kill hundreds of with one giant beam blast.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Once again, this just looks like another. Sorry.
That's what the GMs are. The gems. Those were the Federation move suits.
Marth, you
Well,
I
said?
it's-
can't tell if they gave
Okay,
this
Loth?
robot. Oh,
Once again, this just looks like another mini con from Transformers Armada.
Wait,
I have
Netflix is
really
making
nothing
a
to add
Dynasty.
about
Oh,
it.
all right. Do I need to start a fucking queue? Do I need to tell you guys to pull a number? Hold, please. Loth.
Dynasty Warriors mook?
I can't tell if they gave this guy a big like soul patch chin thing, or if he just has like a weird tube coming out of a mouth.
Oh no, I think it's his neck actually.
He is a buck tooth.
Yeah, actually, is it his neck joint? No, it can't be.
I can't.
No, it's
It's
tell.
got to be his face. Yeah, he's got a weird thing. I thought it was like a
Oh,
gas
no,
mask, but no, it's very
it's
weird.
It's his entire chin is one piece.
So he does have a giant soul patch chin. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
it's a
his
giant
mouth is
tooth.
like a line. It's like a single line. He's just
Oh no,
very
it's
angry.
it's his entire jaw because it would go up and down when he was talking.
Angry.
No, I choose to believe it's. I choose to believe it's a buck tooth. I choose to believe that.
Let's just move on then, because I don't want.
Okay. If nobody had anything else pressing to
So
say.
when you get to talk.
Well, that's what I said. Pressing to say.
If you talk 80% of the time, Omega.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on. I think we are done here. Machina Sniper, I think, is the first one who has a stat line which is useful. This is an Earth Machine
16.
level 4. It has 1800 attack and 800 defense. Again, keeping in mind,
Yeah.
came out in 05 originally in the OCG. That's actually a stat line that exists.
No, yeah. This card was probably definitely played in the OCG. It
Yes.
was not in the TCG.
And it's very funny
Yeah.
because it has, not quite because they phrased it the correct way, but it's almost got that Duplock type effect. Monsters cannot attack Machina monsters except Machina Sniper. The weird thing is, this
Weird for a
fucks
sniper to have.
this fucks you in the mirror because it doesn't say your opponent's monsters. It says monsters. So if you're playing a mirror match and you summon Sniper, you fucked yourself.
That's funny.
No, this
Um,
wasn't played much in Machina just because it doesn't do anything.
No,
to advance Machina's gameplay.
keeping in mind in the structure deck, Gear Frame also came out. Gear Frame is an infinitely
Yes.
better normal summon than this.
Well, and also there's
Your frame is
another.
the normal summon.
There's
Well, yeah, that's what I
another
mean by-
Machina. There's another Machina card that was used pretty heavily as well. Let me see if I
The
can find
1601, if David was not just rattling off the cuff, the 1601 you may be thinking of is Soldier. That is actually 16.
Oh no, I was fully expecting this to be a 1600.
No,
I
that's
wasn't
Soldier.
rattling off the top.
that's
I
Soldier.
was
Oops,
like,
that's right. I have my red pen. Let's
This
drop
guy's-
that.
Yeah.
Right,
Because,
we had such a long spiel at Master Duel. I will keep realizing things I was forgetting to say, especially as now there's like 16
yeah,
of
no.
you. I did the Patreon shill earlier, but I would also like to remind everybody, we are coming up on the end of the month YouTube ad revenue wise, and we're a few dollars off our payout, about $10. So if you have anything at all, if you want to throw us a buck in like a super chat or a super thanks, you got a membership or a membership gift you want to hit up, we would really appreciate those down here at the channel. Though I will probably try and remember to shill harder tomorrow when I am streaming Final Fantasy XIV.
We also take hot takes.
It's true. We also take hot takes. But anyway,
You want to tell Axe to shut up? You can donate.
If you want to tell Dallas to leave, you can do that too.
listen, you can say whatever you like in a super chat, and I will definitely notice it. Anyway, this is Soldier. I mean, I know that's the point, but could we
Okay.
get more generic Mook Mecha vibes?
Yeah, no, I know I
Okay.
said it for the last like 4 months, but this one definitely. I feel like I've seen this in a Gundam show before.
I mean, honestly, what I think of was I don't even think this was what the Mooks in the Eureka 7 games on the PS2 were like, but I feel like they were like this.
This feels like. Actually, wait, no. This feels very much like a Mega Man enemy. Just pops out of the ground, speeds towards you.
Yeah, no. But the single eye also
I-
makes him
I-
very Joe-esque as well.
I could see that, but I also just think really hard of like the CGI-based seasons of Transformers, which just have like these are like the cheap $10 toys you'd buy as like Decepticon mooks.
Yeah, no.
no,
That's this guy just is a Mook, and it makes sense. He's called
Yeah.
Machina Soldier. That's okay. Design-wise, I have some issues. His knife is not a straight line anywhere. It's all curves. It curves up towards
yeah.
you? Like is it made of rubber?
I want to shout out, thank you, Zed. Omega, I want to show you this.
It does kinda
Here's
look
what
like
the mooks from IBO look like.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Oh,
I watched
yeah,
IBO.
okay, for
yeah,
sure,
no, this
yeah.
is very much like
That's
that. Here, let me
just
put this
the
on.
same
Let's put this on screen.
thing.
This looks like a better version of what.
What were these guys fucking called? I can't remember.
I don't
The
fucking
grazes?
remember.
Did he pull
Right.
up the graze, or did he?
Yeah,
pull
Well,
up
it's on
the-
stream.
It's in progression chat.
It's also on stream now.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you're
that's
looking.
a graze. That
Okay,
was
yeah.
used by the Galahorn and essentially the enemy boots.
Yeah, the
Look,
generic
there
ones.
are-
I
there
mean,
are
to
a
be
lot of
fair,
Gundam-
you
there
can
are a lot of
understand
Gundam
why I
series.
would forget them because I distinctly remember Barbatos eating about 50 of these guys every episode.
Oh, yeah, no.
know.
These,
They
these
both-
I don't know a lot about. I haven't watched a lot of Gundam shows, but I feel like even for Gundam mooks, the grazes were like real easy pickings. Literal
also because of
children
how-
were killing them by the
They
droves.
Well, it's because the whole point of IBO is that like the main mechs destroy things by the hundreds.
Yeah,
True,
no,
all the
it-
actual capital G Gundams in IBO are like legendary singular machines.
Yeah, I was gonna say IBO leans a bit more super side mech.
Yeah.
I mean, they justified it later, but we're not here to talk about
Yeah,
IBO's
they do.
meta
They
plot,
do.
which was sorely ignored. I really wanted it to be more about mobile armors, but anyway, we had to get
Yeah.
weird in that last
It
episode.
became about child soldiers.
Well, it was always about child soldiers, but I
It
think
became more
the-
about it
yeah,
as it
That's
went.
just
anyway.
that. You just described every Gundam series, Axe. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well,
That is,
except
What was
for-
that? What was that?
ex-
We really shouldn't
except for
diverge,
G-
but what was that post in?
Except for G-Gun,
Anime
except for G-Gun,
manga?
but that doesn't count.
Well,
That
I didn't even
doesn't
know what the
fucking
context
count.
was, but somebody in our anime and manga channel, join our Discord, posted "Gundam took my child's life," just as a screen cap, and we're just like, the sign has
I
been
think that's
evergreen.
oh yeah,
I
because
think that's what happened.
probably because the new Gundam game just came out. I've been playing that a lot.
No.
Anyway,
Gundam
yeah,
is-
no, Soldier is an absolute mook, man. No matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
And I will say,
Norman is the only one
I
who
do
wants to
think
see it.
out of all of the normal summons, of the original ones, this one is the best. So it's a 1600
That's true.
Earth Machine, 1615, level 4. When this card is normal summoned while you control no other monsters, you can special summon one Machina monster from your hand, except Machina Soldier. So keeping in mind the time period he came out in, this is a decent turn 1 normal summon, or even if you have your monsters get crashed later, a good normal summon. He lets you get a free special. Like, he's just Marauding Captain, but for machines, kind of.
Like I think the
Machinas,
idea
anyway.
was kind of how do I put this? In my mind, it was like you got Discograph Sniper out, and then if you could, you'd be able to get. You'd have to get Defender down face down
Yeah.
or something, and then you'd make the thing. But
Yeah.
that requires like 2 turns.
Yeah, it required way too many turns of setup. I guess the idea
And
was
by
that
the ti-
Sniper would be big enough that your opponent couldn't just run
But
him
if you were
over, but
doing
they
that,
could,
like,
though.
2005, which is the Edge of Goat era, I can understand.
Yeah.
No, because I don't think it would even be good in that because most of Goat Era was literally just summon Bungus, use removal spell.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't
The
think
problem
these are
is that this was in 05 in the OCG. Chaos would have been out. Is the problem? There's
Oh,
no,
right,
there's no
that's-
guarantee that you could sit on 2 level 4 boys on turn 1, and
Or
your
if it's
opponent wouldn't
played
just go.
GX, Yeah. they
Your
could.
opponent wouldn't just go. Okay,
Well,
reasoning.
the Chaos stuff was still legal in the GX era.
I was more thinking if you had to play with the other GX cards, but that's fair.
No, Sidra exists,
Fair.
Yeah,
Shadra.
I was like,
Yeah.
and Sidra also trounces this combo. Unfortunately, it's just
And I-
it's a very sad case, but they're still good.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I'm not gonna ruin it by bringing it up, but definitely looks kind of like not the Zaku 2, not the one that everyone thinks of. but
That's
the
what it was. I
Zaku
forgot the
1.
name Zaku, but like it did remind me of
Yeah.
Zaku, but like
No,
if they
the
made, like, robot
Zaku
versions.
1, the one that came before the Zaku.
yeah, the
everyone
shit,
thinks of.
the,
I
yeah,
don't
the
know
shit
what that
Zaku's.
Anyway,
He does have a very skeletal frame to him, but yeah. So I see what they're going with Soldier. It was a decent attempt for the time period, but it's still like not necessarily going to be meta competitive. So,
No.
and the TCG didn't even release those monsters until the structure deck came out in 2010,
Yeah.
and the structure
when
deck
they were
premiered with some
released-
big boys.
And none of these were ever played.
The original 5, yeah, other than Force,
No.
which we discussed, and
Well,
Force
yeah.
was played in a very loose sense in that it was in deck lists.
Yeah, Force was never summoned.
so
Fortress.
weirdly enough, I never thought about the design of Fortress that much, but I will say the
Oh.
way that it's designed here makes
The
other
art looks-
versions of it look better. Because this one
The
just looks
art-
kind of very dirty.
The art looks so dumb.
It's very
Yeah.
derpy.
The art
I
is so dumb.
I see what
It
they're
makes-
going
It
for,
makes Megaform so much better for me, but
but when you're looking at him up close, he's very weird. Like I get that a lot of these guys are like combining and transforming mechs. Like I feel
This
like
one
this
looks like a
guy's
toy.
legs are like under him, or maybe his legs are even no, his arms are up there. But like I feel like the middle tread area like pops down to give him a torso and proper legs. But when he's in his track form, I'm just like, that's
he's
weird.
super tank form, yeah.
90% of this is fine to me. Because I love mecha stuff, so
Yeah.
I am jive
Yeah.
with 90% of it. His hands.
Yes.
The hand ruins it.
They're super toy hands, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing. So going back to that toyetic argument, in the toy version of this, those absolutely have those little puck magnets in them, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got little magnet hands, but that's
you
it.
can actually see you can see it in the corner,
problem
yeah.
is that the hand is larger than the spot for
Yeah,
it
it's-
at the tread.
Yeah, his proportions seem very weird.
Weirdly enough,
Unless
the
that
way it's-
hand
if it's
just
the way it's drawn.
completely slides all the way back or completely articulates like 180 degrees
Weird-
around.
weirdly
I
enough,
mean, it looks like he's got a ball joint
how,
back there.
for how
Very
it
nice.
looks at it is that weirdly enough, for how it looks at it is like from the right, the tread. We're looking at the right side of it. Looks like it would slot in fine. It's just for weirdly enough the perspective, the way the other tread is drawn, makes it look like it's slimmer than the other one, so it looks like it wouldn't fit.
He
To
does
answer
look like he has some a
questions-
little bit of weird perspective. Go ahead.
To answer Filthy Casual in chat, no, Fortress does not have an alt art.
It has a
There
different
are
form.
just 50,000 cards that are also just Fortress.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
two
for
are
obvious
different, yeah.
reasons, Fortress was the iconic boss of Machina.
Yeah, because this card is broken.
Yeah,
It's
this
really
card's
good,
fucking.
yeah.
We had
I
to
love it.
ban this
We
card
love
in
this
Prague.
card.
We banned this
Because
card
I kept
multiple
winning with it
times.
because
Yeah.
I love it.
It was really.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
And
It's
then
hard
we-
to deal with.
And then we'd let it off the ban list and realize our mistake.
This deck was
No,
tier,
it was the third
like,
the other parts of my deck were the problem.
This deck was tier 3 to Rogue for like 3 years.
Yeah, Machina is like, and that again, that's kind of the perseverance and the point of this. Like I said, we talked about this earlier with the No Extra Deck Festival, but admittedly with modern support, but Machina was good enough that they included it in a lineup that also included Adventure and Flunder, right? Like,
Well,
Machina has incredible persistence throughout its various forms.
Like, Machina is still jammed in what I would consider a Rogue strategy. It's just, in that strategy, there's maybe 2 Machina cards. and
what is it these days?
Wha-
Infinitrack, right?
Weird. A little bit of Infinitrack, a little bit of Trains, for the most part.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just the current
Like,
general Earth Machine oeuvre.
Whatchamacallit,
Earth Machine deck.
Derricrane is the big one from Trains. Like, they usually jam 1 Fortress, 1 Citadel, and 3 of the Metal Cruncher. Because that one is literally generic and says Earth Machines.
I like Metal Country.
We'll be
and
coming
I
to
haven't
that
read
one,
it. I haven't read
much
that
later.
card.
That's
in,
a very-
like,
that's a
I haven't
very
read that
new
card in
card.
like over a year, so I don't remember what it does.
That would be about when it
It
came out.
summons
So.
Earth Machines.
Anyway, we'll get to it. The reason why it does that, Dallas, is because it's a very new card. I think it's from like 1 or 2 years ago.
It's from like the Radius Locker of the Wave.
No, but
So, we'll get there,
Fortress
but-
is still. But to point out, Fortress is still played in that deck.
Yes, Fortress is
It
that
still
good.
played.
Like this
Yeah.
card
It
is from
a
2010.
modern, good
It
Yu-Gi-Oh
is
card.
valuable 12 years ago. 12 years later, I
Yeah.
should say, and it's not
Yeah.
even like. I mean, Dallas said it's broken. In the greater context, I don't think like currently it is a
No.
broken card, but it is a
But no.
card that is
For
part
the
of a
time.
resource engine that is very strong even today.
I think it was a little broken back when it first got released.
I mean, it wasn't, but that's
It-
just because of the meta at the time.
Yeah,
Machina- Machina Fortress won exactly 1 tournament. It won the DC Championship Series in 2010, and then it came second at the Edison, New Jersey tournament, which was won by a weird ass. That tournament doesn't count and is weird, so I'm ignoring that one.
But Dallas,
There's
that's the
entire
Edison.
videos
Though.
about that. Yeah, I know, but that one is literally an anomaly. That's
But
why
that's
it's
why
talked about
people
so
love
much.
the format.
I understand.
So
but
skillful, Dallas. Anyway,
It's
yeah.
like Infernity was running around, X Saber was running around. Machina was good, but it wasn't like broken. Glad Beast was
Yeah.
still running around.
Yeah, Glad Beast is had a weird long longevity. We haven't done Glad Beast, have we? We should keep that in mind.
I think we
What
did.
should we call? Yeah, we did. Once again, Omega. It's like the 4th time we brought it. We have done Glad Beast.
Are
It's
you
one of the
sure
first
about
ones.
that?
It was
Because
just one
I
of the first
literally
ones.
don't remember any of those cards.
It was one
I
of the
remember
first
talking
I
ones
about
we
played the
did.
solo mode and I don't remember them.
It was just
Th-
one of the
yeah.
first ones. It just we
Th-
then
this was
played
when,
so many
uh,
other
this
weeks
was
of
when-
Yu-Gi-Oh after that.
Dude,
This was
I,
when Dandy Warrior was a big
I
thing.
can't believe we
Yeah.
talked about.
Dino Rabbit.
about
yeah.
Jizzarus.
No.
I don't know how
Mac-
we did.
Mac-
Anyway,
Machina
That's before
Fortress.
that.
We even made that joke, Omega.
well, I mean that's MBT's joke, so we're just gonna steal it.
It wasn't Vito's, it was like Gavin's joke or something.
I mean, they were all saying it. That's okay. They've moved on to more terrible jokes that you just shut the fuck up on.
Hypnogas.
Oh my god!
Sorry,
I know. It's great. I don't care. That one is fucking.
No,
great.
the tin dangler is funny, but just like
I love the
constantly
Tin
being like the bimbo gas, the sissy hypno. I'm just like, all right, MBT, I get it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Just saying the phrase sissy hypno over and over again doesn't do it for me, buddy.
I don't know. That
Yeah,
tickled
no.
You
me.
gotta try
Just
a little.
because of how random it was.
It's not that random, but the main problem is they keep doing it.
But-
I'm having a hard time following the
There's
prompt
also, we only
layouts.
have 40 minutes before we have to leave, so let's keep going.
Right. Anyway, the only other thing I wanted to add about Fortress is I like his gun because he's got a little railgun laser
Oh,
beam
yeah,
gun
no, that-
thing that I
that
like.
It makes
gun-
me think of like Gadget Cannon for some reason.
That gun is that's a good gun.
It's a railgun, I think it is.
Yeah.
Probably. Could also
probably.
just shoot laser beams. We don't know. But it makes sense
Well,
given
no,
its
'cause
structure.
It's got a magazine in the back going up.
Is
so
that a
it's
magazine?
got
I
a-
think that's just a cover because it looks like it snaps shut over the
maybe
gun.
it is.
I'm not really
Maybe.
sure.
I thought that looked like a magazine, but no, that could just like yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
think
the
it's
same color as the thing
three-dimensional.
around
It's a little
it,
weird.
so
Anyway, so
maybe,
Machina
maybe you
Fortress.
can detach it.
Machina Fortress is a level 7 Earth machine. It has 2,500 attack, 1,600 defense. You can discard a monsters, or you can discard machine monsters, with a parenthesis, whose total levels equal 8 or more, then special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Before resolving an opponent's monster effect that targets this face-up card, look at your opponent's hand, discard one card from their hand. So you can understand why Fortress is so powerful. If you try to just run it over, it blows up a card on the field, and protection wasn't as omnipresent. This is well before the Towers era, right? So
Yeah.
monsters that are immune to being popped are less frequent. And
Fortress is like what I kind of like to call a pseudo-ritual card in design. Or like-
I
or
mean,
like
it's
something-
definitely the ritual mechanic, but better because it doesn't require an outside field spell. It's just his own effect. I think
Yeah.
the main thing is just this is the start of a lot of the graveyard is a second hand thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, as pointed out, the main thing is, okay, you run over by battle. Cool. He blows up a card on the board, and he just fucking comes back, because he can special himself from the graveyard. The main thing was you, like, and this is what we did for literally weeks to get around him, was system down. If he's banished, you can't summon him back. That's
I'm
about
having-
the
I'm having
only
trauma
thing you.
flashbacks now,
It's
God
about
damn
the
it.
only thing you can do. And that's
Yeah.
because we have trauma flashbacks about Fortress, because he doesn't fucking go away otherwise.
Yeah.
Spoiler. That's why Machina was not a dominant metaphor. Is because
There's
they
a very
only
easy
made
side
one,
deck, yes.
Because they only made one really good removal card for that one machines and then nothing else.
Well, it was an anime card. Also, another thing that came out that you could easily deal with Machina, it's called Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that was the other one.
Your opponent,
You also-
your opponent has a board full of monsters. Special Sidra, I contact fuse with your monsters. Bye.
You also have the bottomless and the dimension.
True, there were a couple of traps that were popular and
Yeah.
legal at the time being
Yeah,
that
but-
worked by a banish, and the fact that he also has a confiscation effect when he's targeted by a monster effect before resolving, very spicy. Like
Yeah.
those effects are usually very powerful in Yu-Gi-Oh. I do not believe this guy ever actually saw the Forbidden Limited list, but I'm kind of surprised
No, he
considering
never
the
did.
effect he has. I
Yeah.
guess it's
Well,
just
like I said, he
it didn't
was just,
happen enough.
Like Machina was never like
It sounds
Great.
like the deck surrounding him just had enough hate and was just
yeah, and I don't
not
really remember
quite
what the spell
good.
trap situation was, because obviously that works really well. But Machina, I think, was always an advent of what we like to call the budget deck. As we said, this was a
Yeah.
structure deck. You got at least one copy of most of the good monsters in the structure deck, right out of the box, and it was playable. So, and there was other machine card support you could intermix with it as well.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure limiter removal was
Mhm.
still around at this
yeah,
time.
obviously.
I don't
Well,
think-
I mean, it's limited removal has been limited or banned before, so I think that was phased out before, though. But the main thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh's had some very expensive formats. Right now, staples are very expensive. I do hope Konami does something about that. We need Dual Deck Devastator 2 or whatever. Because, please watch MBT's series Broke Boys.
Yes.
You can play a deck you want to play for so little cash, barring shipping.
Except you have to pay $200 in shipping.
It's the money situation is about to get a whole lot worse. Considering what they've put out about with the rarity they're doing for Splight and tier elements. Spoiler: every single Splight card is an ultra rare or higher.
That already happened, Dallas?
Oh right.
That Potes has been out for forever.
Sorry, I can't pay attention to what happened.
Also, they're not, because I opened that pack and I got several lower rarities, though I did pull a gigantic and ultra and whatever the secret one was. I also got some tiers. That will still depend, based on the set that comes out, because some of it's just foil stuff, some of it's other stuff. But no, for the most part, seriously, watch Broke Boys for so little cash. And technically, I get why they're not doing it, but TCG Player does offer a $7 a month membership fee for free shipping on everything. So hypothetically, if you're willing to pay $7 on top, you can get most decks you want for under $20. It's really interesting.
So for $30, you can use $20 and then I guess 3 extra, depending if tax.
But you can build a whole ass Yu-Gi-Oh deck. The main thing is just there's a fair number of generic staples that are still expensive, and obviously, as Dallas brings up, literally the latest set of decks are going to be expensive because those are kind of filtering out to the market, and there are asshole investors who will buy up all the boxes ahead of time and then open them and then list the prices very high.
I'll be honest.
The other big problem with it is it makes those expensive staple cards the worst ones too, because of how it warps the meta. Because something the new meta does is it kills hand traps. Hand traps are kind of bad in the new meta, just because of how they play against both tier and Splight. But board breakers are very good, and Forbidden Droplets is still $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, droplets are very expensive, which is sad. Konami, please, common printing of droplet. It's since I started
Drooler
actually.
Is still 15.
But I think a fun.
Well, I mean, Dark Ruler will
one
always be
is
15, Dallas, because that's the cost to buy the structure deck. Dark Ruler is printed out as a common, so
that's fair.
You can just buy the Charmer's deck, or I think it's in another structure deck as well.
It's in Albaz. It's in Albaz.
Yeah. You just buy the structure decks to get it if you want it, quote unquote, cheaper.
Look, guys, for a multitude of reasons, just buy 3 Albaz.
That's also true. It's still a very good deck. There are still branded decks rolling around out there.
And you can. I learned this recently. You can, Alistair's $5 a card.
Branded Invoked Despia, good.
But or you can throw a couple Shadalls in there, and it's not gonna break the bank either.
There's a wide variety you can play. I mean, I guess the question I would ask is, I haven't looked, is does that mean that Ash and Droll are cheaper now because they're not as popular, or are people still artificially inflating the prices?
Droll is still fairly expensive, but that's because of scarcity of price or scarcity of printings.
Yeah.
Well, there's only been 2 Droll printings ever.
True.
And one was fairly recently.
I do think Konami is making efforts to realize that old cards have, like I just said, fucking Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds was reprinted in Maximum Gold because it hadn't been printed in 10 years.
I think all of the Barrier statues were printed in that. I was looking at Barrier Statues of the Heavens, and it was reprinted.
Yeah, I think they did do as a batch in the. I'm trying to remember because I opened a lot of Maximum Golds, but that's not relevant right now. But just Yu-Gi-Oh does have a budget issue thing going on, right? So
God.
There are a lot of budget decks that Machina represents, and he's a good boy.
But no, one of these days, maybe we should build Dual Devastator 2 as one of these nights. But no,
that'd be an interesting fun one. Spoiler, I mean, I will say, I don't think we can do
this. This is why Sprite will be expensive. Sprite Blue, which I believe is the secret rare.
Yes.
Card's $100.
Shit, I should sell mine. Fuck, I'm not gonna play.
$72.
That's still. I can still make my money back on Pote, dude. Damn, I have a TCG Player account. I gotta move that shit.
Just sell yours for $95, and you'll how you paying? Because it's like 5 less than everything else.
Hell, I'll sell
Yeah.
my gigantic sprite too. Fuck it.
That one has not gone as well. That one is like $5. I don't know
damn
why
it.
that is.
Why? It's still key in the deck. Because it's an
don't
ultra.
I think it's because it's a 2 of and blue's a 3 of mandatory.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I listen. I'm very annoyed at Konami with how they print things and they don't reprint faster. I still am so upset I can't buy a playset of Chamber Dragon Maid because of Dragon Link sins. Like,
Yeah.
Konami, I need Dragon Maid field spell. I need the dragon version of Chamber, and please just release the Dragon Maid structure deck you did in Master Duel for real, so I can buy a fucking common Chamber. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll still sell because people will still want cheap chambers. It's
I
like
just
fucking
want them
putting
to reprint.
Imperm in the fucking Cyberdark
I
deck.
just want them to reprint access code. Just please reprint access code.
Actually, yeah, they were
Still-
like Konami. They
It's
were like
still
they were like
it's still
Access code would
50
be-
fucking bucks.
they were like
Access code would be
50
great
for a Duelist Devastator 2. Yeah, I was also gonna
Yeah.
say there were like 5 cyber structure decks. Give me a new cyber structure deck. Code Talkers or
Yeah.
Adignisters are very popular. Give me
Please,
one of those with an
okay.
access code in there, buddy.
Print Lightning Storm. It's still $50.
Yeah, they
that would
tried
be-
and that didn't
would
really
be
take
dual
off.
Dev too. That would be on my dual dev too.
Yeah,
list.
I honestly, yeah, Lightning Storm should be a fucking common print somewhere or something, or in a fixed pack like a dual dev, because like that is a
Yeah.
card you easily as a board breaker you easily main 3 of. It is an amazing
Yeah.
board breaker. I think Konami is trying to avoid, because I will say this, to be fair to Konami, the supply chain is fucked. You may have noticed.
Yeah.
Tactical Masters came out after Power of the Elements. That's not how that happened to the OCG by several months. Something is
Please
going
print-
on.
Oh my
But,
god. Print Product Prosperity. It's $130 fucking dollars.
Don't they keep banning that though?
No, they banned the other one.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh,
They should
so
fucking-
what-
Desires, yeah.
Okay.
to pull
Well, they
this-
should
pull
swing that
this
back around.
in- To pull this back in, I do have one complaint about Machina Fortress, though.
What's up about
And
it?
that's that you can pitch Machina Fortress as part of its own cost.
True. It is a little annoying because you just have to exceed, and it's not exact like some to bring up
Yeah,
the
no.
ritual reference Axe
As-
made earlier. Like the best ritual cards, it is not exact numbers, so you can pitch it
Yeah.
and any other machine, and you make enough, and you go.
Yeah. That is, I think, the most annoying part of its design, at least for like older format stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the Jank decks from today's episode of Jank was playing Machina, wasn't it?
It was
Possibly.
Karakuri something. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably
Yeah,
then
I
if
think
it was.
Karakuri Machina.
I've got to be honest. I have not watched the last couple episodes of History of Jank because they keep struggling. I don't know why they don't move faster in the meta.
Oh, the
This-
latest one they
this-
did was actually good. It was actually
Yeah,
fun.
this
Okay,
this
I'll
episode was
check it
decent.
out then. I keep thinking to
Last
myself I should
week's-
watch a decent one because it's just there are a lot of
Last
dead
week's
weeks
was-
in Jank where like Simo and MBT are just like, yeah, we don't know what the Jank was at this time, and I'm like, then fucking fast forward. I don't care.
How is tier elements more than Sprite?
Yeah,
Uh,
but I will say that
Waifu
last
tax,
week's
Dallas.
episode wasn't the greatest, but it was funny.
Konami has a terrible
Oh.
habit of printing the cards that are cute anime girls at higher rarities for no goddamn
Because
reason.
sometimes some people
See,
just want to buy the
Literally
art.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, I have complete playsets of all the non-humanoid monsters. Actually, it's not entirely true. Labyrinth Archfiend is like somebody in armor, but the ones that are just like the Beauty and the Beast shit, like the fucking candle and the candelabra and the clock,
Yeah.
or the kettle, like those were all rares in Tactical Masters. I've got extras of those. That's fine. It's just the other shit that's annoying. Anyway, we should move on to the next greatest boy, Machina Gear Frame, the normal summon.
Yeah, this card isn't like still played, but God. he was
I mean,
really
I
good
think
for
it
a
is still
while.
played because what is your normal
No.
summon in Machina otherwise?
Infinitrack cards.
You know,
Those are
I'm
normal
just-
summonable?
Yeah, it's oh god, what's the fucking what's the starter? There's one that searches any Earth machine.
they have some ones and twos, yeah, in a track.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's Harvester. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, the two.
I mean, I would still say I'm not going to doubt that some versions don't still play this guy because like he is still just an amazing. He is still just a really good normal.
He's the better version of the union of the two union cards they have.
Yes.
Well,
And
I mean,
It also made me
Yeah.
notice something visually about it.
I think some
Where-
of those cards got banned because they did unfortunate things. But as a union monster, I believe once upon a time there was some synergy with that in certain support cards.
Somewhat, but I will say that visually this makes me notice a thing where it's like the same base frame as like I think Sniper and Soldier. Like the,
Yeah,
on the
he has
leg
similar
joints.
like
that makes sense.
shoulder joints.
And like it has the same head as Soldier, where it feels like it's just a different hat you put on.
Well, I mean, I would say if I had to guess, this looks
What's the
like
pilot's hat actually.
either this is like we stole one of the bad guy mooks and repainted it to be good, or this is like the test version, the prototype, the crash test dummy, because he's
I
got
would-
it looks
very
like a
bright
pilot.
orange.
Yeah.
I would say I would go for the first one. It looks like a very prototype. It doesn't have
Yeah.
a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah, he
So it
literally
has,
doesn't have
uh,
extra
jet-
weapons.
It has jet legs, so it's like it also has a pilot's helmet. So maybe
I don't know if it actually has jet legs. Like it has wings, but I don't actually know if it's got like it can
it's
take
got
off.
the
or not.
openings and like the helmet reminds you of like a
I
pilot's
guess he
helmet.
does kind of have some intakes. He's got a visor, which is funny because it does look like that piece does go down and also has a single eye to make him look scarier. But like, yeah, it's got like test pilot vibes, you know.
Yeah.
And he's got looks like he's got like extra radiators and stuff. Like obviously
He's
this
got-
isn't the
He's got the toy thing of like the basically like the very
They'll
colorful
also-
green bolt you like push on to like.
Okay, he has a really jutted pelvis. Am I the only one that noticed that?
it's not really jutted. Like that is his body shape
The
though,
angle,
but like
yeah.
it tapers to kind of a point.
Yeah, it is the angle, I think, that's
Because
not doing any
It,
favors.
it reminds me of the Transformer thing. Of like you put it, you'd have like that body facing downwards and like rotate the legs. So, like, make
I
it
can't
bend
find
back or
the
something.
exact thing I'm thinking of, but this I would also want to throw out there, especially given their name. Actually, hold on, let me double check how big this image I'm about to copy paste is. But yeah,
This
it's-
looks like a RoboCop robot more than anything to me. Like the looks like something that fucking. what's the
I will
corporation
also
called?
throw
Why
this
can't
out
I
there.
brain?
I think the silhouette reminds me a little bit of aviation mechanics, like on an aircraft carrier deck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, especially with the like
Uh,
safety orange, I feel like that's not obviously what these guys are wearing, but like with the safety orange
Yeah.
she's got, I could see and given his effect, I could see Gearframe as kind of like a non-combat mechanic of the Machinas. You know?
Yeah. Once upon a time, I could have told you what every color meant. Spoiler: orange wasn't among their colors.
Yeah, interestingly enough. But at the same time, this is still,
but
this is an anime card game, so this is definitely a safety orange type orange.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's meant to be like, yeah, like you said, safety or like construction orange, Home
Yeah.
Depot one.
So,
That's what it
anything
is.
else to say about his look before I talk about what he does? Because it's very good.
Can I see if I can?
I have
do it
I have one
Can I-
more big problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Why
I
does
like
he
how
have
Axe and I
lips?
both said okay and kind of the same way at the same time.
Why
Anyway,
does
go
he have
ahead, Dallas.
lips?
Go ahead.
Why does he have lips?
What?
Hmm?
That bothers me.
Where?
Yeah.
Looks
have
like he
lips.
has lips.
No, it's just
Like,
another little camera
under
dot.
The eye.
It's just a hole.
It's a dot.
Oh,
It's another little
It's
camera
like,
dot.
it's a hole
my
for like the
eyes
screw.
don't work, I guess.
Okay. But
He has a lot of cameras.
can we see if I remember its effect by memory? Can we just see?
Yeah, sure. Go
It's-
for it. What do you think?
See,
It's not
no,
hard.
Normal summon. I mean, it has two effects. So
Oh,
let's see.
well, if you're-
I think it's a once per. I think it's. I've heard it's a softer, but no, it's a normal.
No, it's
On
just
normal
a
summon, you search. On normal summon, you search a Machina card and add it to
Mhm.
hand, and then you can use a union effect. But actually, the good union effect of where you can target it and it becomes
Yes.
protection for any other.
And
Machina or
that part is a
monster.
soft once per turn. Yeah,
I
so
think
you
that-
can add any Machina monster from your deck to your hand except Machina Gearframe, and then once per turn, you can either target a machine, equip it, by the way, any machine, or unequip it and special summon it. If the monster it's equipped to would be destroyed
Yeah.
by battle, or card effect, destroy Gearframe instead. So,
It's good protection too.
yeah,
No, yeah. No, this was just straight us. This is just straight us.
yes. This
Yeah,
is a,
Straight
this
us
is,
Machina.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good card.
Yeah.
Like, this does a lot for your deck. This
Yeah.
is a normal summon you want.
Honestly, this card probably would have been limited if there were more than 2 playable Machina monsters other than itself.
And at the time it came out, yeah.
Yeah, no, like
that's
literally,
what I
I'm
mean.
looking at this block. The 3 that were released now that are like new. Like obviously
They're
we had the
decent.
first 5, but it's Fortress, Gearframe, and Peacekeeper, and I don't remember
And
Peacekeeper being
Peacekeeper's
very good.
sadly
very
not
good.
great. It's
Yeah.
actually
Well,
bad.
Peacekeeper was played.
I mean,
Um,
Dallas, I'm sure Peacekeeper. I don't remember what he does, and we'll get into it in a second. But I am sure whatever he does is technically better than some of that first blob of Machina cards.
He has a good effect because
Yeah.
we can get into it, but he has a good effect.
Yeah, so
Just to
Gearframe is a very strong model.
point this out on least just talk about having a similar effect to Stratos. At least in I don't think Gearframe was in the UQR manga, which was where all the UQR Machina cards were first introduced. But Stratos in the manga had a dog shit effect.
I think we
Oh,
had
Yeah, it
Wasn't
was
it
like
like
it was
vanilla?
some rain roid, but worse.
No, yeah, it could
Oh.
attack directly.
Oh,
but
right.
but could not change.
And
its
this is relevant
defense.
because
Sorry,
Oh, Axe, shut up!
people go on freaking tangents all the
I
time.
know. I
in
just
this.
saw why you brought up.
I'm gonna mute you.
Anyway. Oh, he did do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think it does anything right now, so I'm going to fix it. I just double-checked Gearframe's appearances. The only time he appeared in anything, like, greater in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Media is in 5D's World Championship 2011. Apparently, Machina Fortress is a character who fights you. He uses
That
Gearframe in
game
his
is
deck.
so weird.
Yeah, so that's the only thing it seems like he's been in, per se.
Also, apparently, Yu-Gi-Oh! D Team Zexel.
Okay, so I will
also a
pull
weird
up the
thing.
next one.
Yeah, Championship 2011 is a lot of monsters are like
Over the Nexus, by
Cthulhu's
the
a-
way.
Cthulhu's a character, you think? Or not Cthulhu, there's just a bunch of weird people in it.
Okay, this is it. Oh, wow. I gotta double check. What was this guy called in the OCG? No, it was still called Peacekeeper. Okay, this is a little interesting. So,
Oh yeah, the art.
take a look at
Yeah.
Machina Peacekeeper. I mean, I don't think there's anything like... Yeah, I don't think there's anything like super wrong with him. I just think it's a very interesting look because this is like, you know, Johnny Five is alive. I fucking love those movies, by the way. But
Basically.
this is definitely that sort of silhouette. And I don't know, because in the OCG, he's also called Peacekeeper. I don't really... Because, like, the kind of off-white and the red... Okay, so he's got, like, you know, rescue machine vibes, right? You know, like a fire or an ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got these huge hot rod exhausts. And Peacekeeper? I don't really... I think they're just... I mean, because it's Peacekeeper in English. So I assume they were just like, what's another word for fightman that sounds cool? Peacekeeper. Got it. Because, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Other thoughts, guys? Like,
I mean, he's very simple.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no muss, no fuss. He's with his effect, his art makes perfect sense to me.
yeah, no.
Spoiler: there's a chain of searching, and this might be the first guy.
Yeah, it has its
makes sense.
purpose, but it's very... like, visual design, I'm just slightly boodled.
Yeah, it's very generic.
Yeah, it's just a little cute robot guy.
But yeah, his effects I think decent enough to make him like not a bad like. There are cards you have to run with this to make it good, but it's
Yeah.
not unplayable.
I mean, in the context of when it came out in 2010, right?
I'm
It
gonna
serves its
step away
purpose.
for a little bit, guys.
Okay.
Peacekeeper serves its
Go make
purpose.
some dinner real quick.
I need to take a pause and get some water at some point because my bottle is empty and I'm talking a lot, so I'm a little dry in the back of my
Well, I
throat.
probably have to leave in 10 minutes, so.
Okay, I see. We might take a break then. So Peacekeeper is another machine union. I don't think we brought that up with Gearframe, but Gearframe is an actual union monster.
Yes, and that is important.
Yes, because
Actually.
Machina Peacekeeper is a level 2 Earth machine. I will also say that is a decent level when we talked about the fortress, fortress for fortress effect. The fact that you're not like over leveling by a shitload can be helpful there. It's got
Maybe that's
500
just be a
attack
level
and
one
400
monster.
defense, but it doesn't matter because this card is made to die. When this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add a union monster from your deck to your hand. Once returned, target machine monster you control, equip this card to that card, or unequip and special summon it. If the equipment will be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this instead. So, Peacekeeper basically is a way you can search Gearframe if you don't have it. I think the only thing is just the fact that it's a destroy and send to graveyard effect. So you from the field, so you can't like discard him. You can't do other weird stuff.
The thing is, it triggers off of his union effect.
True.
So if you
yes.
equip him as a union monster, he gets destroyed in place of your monster. It does trigger it. So,
yes.
Like I said, he's not a great card, but
No.
he's definitely like.
It serves function at the very least, like we said, because that'll trigger off his union effect. He will replace himself for protection.
I feel like this is for people like me who really want to make sure they're going to find their fucking combo.
Yeah.
So they're just like, I'm going to play every consistency card I can.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, worst comes to worst, because it doesn't... Gearframe says you can't search Gearframe. Peacekeeper can search Peacekeeper, because that is also a Union monster. So if your Peacekeeper gets blown up protecting one of your bigger Machinas, you can just search another Peacekeeper and do it again, you know?
Yeah.
So it's as you say, Dallas, a very good consistency card. In the modern game, this card effect is probably too slow. Actually, I don't know.
So
this
card was
dupe
played
target,
in
right?
another deck. This card was played in another deck.
I do want to throw this out there. This is a machine dupe target, right?
Yes, but also, Omega, can you guess what deck this card was played in? In a tournament level deck, other than Machina?
I'm trying to think. I really can't, because like it's level 2, it's Earth.
It was played in some of the builds of ABC.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Because that was what I was talking about earlier with some Union support. Yeah, because it searches a Union monster. And having played ABC, you can if you don't draw your field spell, you can fucking brick in that deck.
Yeah. Now,
So
realistically, this was not played in every ABC build. This was played in
no,
like,
but it
three.
works as an extra boy.
Yeah, and I don't think it's quite bad enough to be on like that list of like Machina Force, where it's like this card is awful. Why are you playing this?
No, it serves a purpose. It's just very slow in our modern meta.
Yeah. True. Yeah, definitely not modern builds.
Yeah.
But...
So then we get some semi-support. There's a couple of other Machina cards in this block that weren't in the structure deck, but do fit the themes that come later. They were released a few years later. First is...
I've never heard of most of these cards.
First is Machina Cannon.
Oh, this
So,
art. I love this
Remember
art.
how Marth brought up Mega Man earlier?
So Omega, I
Oh,
forgot this
yes.
card existed.
I just
He
had,
exists.
Like, what's that Make Man X character that has a V?
Vile? Yeah, that's where I was
Vile.
thinking this. Vile has a
Oh.
Boba Fett helmet, so this is not quite this, but like because Cannon has a very anime eye, this is absolutely is like a weird Mega Man thing.
It's also like it more looks like if they made the mech suit Vile wears into like a full thing.
It's true. There's some weird perspective, but he has. I mean, his fist is so big because he's pointing his gun hand at us. Meh. But yeah, no. Goddamn, this guy has so many huge guns, and he's got the tiny torso with no legs.
So this card is hilarious because normally this card is ass. But
Yeah.
there are some decks and some builds of Earth Machine where this card is better than Fortress.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it's got at the very least it has potential synergy with Fortress because they made it a level 8. Spoilers.
Yeah.
But
Well, Fortress is level 7.
no, but they made the Cannon is a level 8,
You could just pitch
Right,
cannon.
right.
and Fortress requires 8 or higher.
No, spoiler, the only reason I said that is because most of the use cases for Cannon involve Xyz summoning.
I can
would
see
say-
that as well because
I would say it's more useful than running Force in your deck.
Well, yeah.
That's true,
Force,
but
once again,
This,
this was
I
came out
will
in,
say
like,
this
20
does give you a
15.
because none of its stuff is once per turn, but we shouldn't get too into that. I will say about his appearance,
Yeah.
the purple and orange, the Remy 10 colors. It's been a long time since we made that joke, but it works. It is a color combo that does function.
It's
There's a
like-
lot of other weird like
the problem with this art is how does this guy function outside of posing?
I think
he
he
does.
hops. Also, he really looks like the back of that thing. Like it looks like he's not got a cannon on his back per se. He's got a rocket that also has a cannon on it.
It also feels like that he's a stationary kind of thing. Like you put him on
It's
like
true,
a
this could be
rotating
the-
on a rotating stand.
Yeah, this could be the proper second iteration of the Defender issue.
But the problem is, he can't attack.
Well, that's what he said. He's an iteration of the Defender issue.
Actually, looking at his like body, like his head and his chest, it actually does look like another iteration of the Defender model.
Oh, okay. So this one is from the Yukio 5D's manga.
That makes
Huh.
sense.
Yeah, and
No,
it-
this
it's on
card's
the side.
not bad because once again it is less it is actually shown up in more decks than most Machina cards.
Well, yeah.
just because it
So
says Machina.
let me say what it does so we can get into that. So this is another Earth Machine monster. It has 8 stars, level 8, 0 attack, 2200 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Not that you would. It's level 8. Must first be special summoned from your hand by sending 1 or more machine monsters from your hand to the graveyard.
Yes.
It gains 800 attack for each monster sent to the graveyard this way for the special summon. Which means that if you do special summon it back, because it says special summon first, it has no attack. But it's none of that is once per turn.
Yeah.
So
And
if you have
also
2 of these and 2 other machine monsters in your hand, you have a rank 8.
And also notice it doesn't say Earth Machine.
Yeah, no,
It
any
just
machines.
says machine. Because you know what deck this was used in a lot, and I've
Gimmick
used
puppets.
it in it too. Yup. It was
Yeah,
a
no,
gimmick
rank
puppet
8s.
card.
Gimmick puppets are machines, and this is a rank 8 boy.
Machines.
So yeah,
Yeah,
no.
Most of the gimmick puppet guys are 2 rank 8 machine monsters or 2
Yeah.
level 8.
So it's weird, but it makes sense, and also it's why it makes sense that it doesn't really go in Machina. Though I could understand if you wanted to try and make
No.
We talked about how Machina was was an option in the No Extra Deck Festival. They don't really need an extra deck. Like they can do rank 7 or rank 8 plays. Obviously, with the advent of links, there are quite a few machine links they can go into.
I feel
And,
like this
like-
wave of support did not do anything for Machina.
You would play, because it came in the structure deck back in the day, you would play Sidra and probably would have played Fortress Dragon because it just makes sense. But they don't really have an extra deck, so this gives you some options, but its attack modulating effect and having no other effects is really too poor. Marth mentioning that it was a manga card makes complete sense. This sounds like a kind of thing that's a manga gimmick, and then it just doesn't come up again.
You know.
Because I could also see
No.
this working for high-level synchro summoning. This is a large-bodied level 8 monster you can
Yeah.
special, so...
No,
You know.
I've literally played this repeatedly. I've played this more than any other Machina card just because I like gimmick puppets.
Yeah. It makes sense, but it doesn't really, like you said, doesn't really do anything for Machina.
For Machina, no, not at all.
It's a machine card.
No, yeah, it's
And they kind of knew that,
It's a-
honestly.
it's a machine / rank 8 card.
Okay. So now we
do
must
the
return.
other goofy ass boy.
Yeah, we return to the Wombo combo.
Oh god, this card. This
hmm.
card is-
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing this is a Mega Cannon
Megaform.
or Mega Form.
Hello, can you copy for me? By the way, I'm glad.
Probably in
You
my
noticed
last-
why I haven't been complaining about it, but OBS and YouTube have decided to be friends again. So
I have to head out after the.
Oh my god, I forgot about this art.
yeah, so
I-
this is Megaform's art.
So as I was saying, I think. Oh wow! I did not notice that other parts of it, but
Yeah.
oh okay. I know
He has gear frame
it's very
shoved up his
jank.
ass.
it's
I
very
can't.
jank, but you can at least see how the hand would slot into the treads.
Oh no,
He
yeah,
has
no.
gear-
Like
he has gear frame shoved up his ass.
this is
That's
a
all I
good
can say.
And
this
Peacekeeper
is a
on its
good
front.
concept. Yeah, Peacekeeper is now his penis. This is a good
So
concept.
I'm
It is
used to it
completely
being not-
ruined by the execution, I think.
I will say this: when it's a card, when it's like a 256, like a 256 times like
Yeah.
1.2
You've actually
pixel
played- you've
size.
actually-
It's not that hard. It doesn't look as terrible. It
Wait.
looks weird, but not as.
Yeah, the
Why have
colors
you
are kind
played
of
this
blurry,
card,
but seeing
though?
this in full is like this is weird.
This card's
Um,
awful.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think the concept is interesting. The problem is
I
they're
thought this was
doing
a
this
one-of.
like mandatory thing of like, oh, we have to explain how it's a wombo combo of Peacekeeper and Gear Frame, and it's just like Dallas is correct. Gear Frame is just bolted to his ass for some reason. You could
It's
put
like a
that.
weird-
You could hide that
Oh
Gear
my
Frame
god!
anywhere.
He turns into a jetpack. That's what he turns into
Ma-
a jet support pack.
Machina Fortress is going to the hospital to have gear frame removed from his anus.
Now this does prove that it does prove a point that I mentioned earlier that I'm pretty sure Fortress does have legs tucked under him,
It does, yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
Like I think this helps out. If anything, this helps out Fortress's design because you realize if he didn't have that extra crap, oh, Fortress has some stuff going on. This
yeah,
is
it
not.
turns into like
Not
It
a
turns
great
into a
look for
weird.
him.
It's like its sniper configuration instead of its cannon configuration.
No, and also this card is penis bad.
So
Like,
Machina
it's
Megaform
almost as bad as Force.
is a level
Or
8
Force,
machine
rather.
with 2,600 attack, 1,500 defense, so its stats are not that much better than Fortress. You can tribute this card, special summon a Machina monster from your deck or hand or deck, except Megaform. If a face-up Machina Fortress you control is sent to your graveyard, well, this card is in your graveyard except during the damage step. Banish that Fortress, special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn and only once that turn. Keep in mind,
Card you send in the grave. And then
this
you
came
recycle.
out in 2014 in the new Challengers. This is in Pendulum format.
So the weirdest thing about this is that I've only ever used it as a card that, because a lot of Machina spell traps let you pitch cards to your grave to like fund such things. So you pitch it there, and then after you cycle a fortress,
Wait,
you get this to cycle the fortress again.
I
Yeah,
just see no point to this card. Like, because here's the thing.
I mean, no, Dallas,
In-
I see the point that Axe is talking about. Machina do have a strong discard engine, and this
Yes,
guy
he-
technically is possibly less penis than Force.
Like, okay, yes, maybe in specifically 2016, this card was good. Maybe. Or not good, but, like, acceptable. But with all the modern Machina cards that are out, there's literally no point to running.
Oh, no, that
I've never seen it run more than one.
yeah,
So.
that
I've never seen it run. Period. Like, with all the Machina cards, the Infinitrack cards, the, like, train cards,
I mean,
there's
but-
no reason to run this.
Dallas, those cards came out several years after this.
I understand that, but, like... Also, the train cards did not come out several years after this. The train cards are, like, soon.
Yeah, but
Bullet Train
also
and
you
Derrick
not.
Rain.
That's a different hybrid. You're doing different things because like there's this thing where with trains the levels don't add up. None of the Machinas have the levels you need.
I just don't. I don't see the point to this card.
Well, Dallas, I see the point. The point is called. It doesn't say anywhere you can't normal and you can't special it. So
That's true.
this is basically.
But how are you doing that though?
This is Force but better because it is not
I mean,
schmackered. Basically, like you
Yeah,
can actually
no, I
use
guess
it.
supposedly this is, in fact, better than Force.
I do want to say, though, I think, unfortunately, when they made this card, they misunderstood what Machina was about. You'll notice how it says that you can banish a fortress to special summon this guy out of your graveyard. You don't
Yeah,
want to do
that's
that.
the
Why
other
would you
problem.
banish fortress out of your graveyard? Like, it would...
No,
A
the-
version
the
of this card that would make much more sense is shuffle fortress back into your deck, because that's
Yeah.
still a -1, but not like in a way that you're never going to get that fortress back, right?
Oh,
Here's
the
the,
weird,
here's the
there's
other
a weird banishment. They later made a trap for that let you pull a banished machine back into your grave.
Yeah, but by the time you're
honestly,
there, you don't need Megaform. You have better
the
cards.
biggest problem I have with this is Derrick Rain, because Derrick Rain is like in the same era of early Pendulum, and because you're never going to want to use the Banished Fortress effect, because there's no way to get it back. Derrick Rain, you get to send for
I mean,
Fortress
Axe
and then
literally
pop
just
a
told
card
you
on
there
the
is a way to
field.
get that back.
Well, but
Um,
that once again, that's including like that's like the 2019 support.
But yes, I will say yes. It was still 2 years away because it was
Like,
the
Derrick
Dark
Rain lets you
Illusion.
pop a- yeah.
But
Derrick Rain lets you
Derrick
pop
Crane is
card on
a
the field.
Derrick Crane is. I think Konami understood what Earth Machines were about more when they came out with Derrick Crane, because that
We want
if you
to
don't
throw
know,
shit in
Derrick
the
Crane's
graveyard.
effect is when you special an Earth Machine monster or normal an Earth Machine monster, you can special summon it. So it's free extension.
Or when you throw it in the graveyard, you get to pop a card on the field.
Yes, but
That's the other big
Um,
one.
what I'm saying though is the summoning requirements.
Yeah.
Like that's
True.
a level 10 guy because that's part of the rank 10 train system. But it has a way to get itself out. Megaform can only special summon itself from the graveyard by wasting your greatest resource. So like I said, I understand what they're going for. I understand how you could use it. But also, unfortunately, Megaform's design is completely counterintuitive to what Machinas
What
are about.
Machina wants to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to hit it.
All right, so before we get into, I think this was the the next wave of support is the second edition of the structure deck they did, which they did bring to the TCG, thank God. Dallas has to pop off. I'm going to use this opportunity to take a short break and rotate us out and fill my water bottle.
That's fine, because one man leaves, another man enters.
Okay. I am going to switch us to the standby screen really quick and mute myself though, because like I said, I need to go fill my bottle of water up. But we will return shortly to your regularly scheduled programming with the actual new Machina cards from the new edition of the structure deck.
So how you guys been doing?
I'm doing alright.
I have been suffering out here because of Omega's extra streams last week. I actually had, I think, both of those extra streams I had the night off, but no internet, so I couldn't have joined it. Actually annoys me to no end because Tactics A2 is one of the DS games that I played a lot. And then I could have found something to faff about during his Game Dev Tycoon. I could have given him shitty ideas.
Hello, lads. I take it somebody asked how is chat question.
Well, I was kind of just talking to Axe in general, Axe and Marth.
But chat
But
replied,
if,
so.
if chat wanted to get in on that too. But no, I said that I was actually suffering a bit last week because I had the days off where I could have been in Discord for both of your streams. I just didn't have the internet access.
Oof. That's a terrible shame.
And Tactics A2 is one of my favorite DS games.
Yes, I saw you left that comment.
Yeah.
Honestly, I will probably return to that stream in some form. I don't know when, but considering it was a random one-off of an emulated DS game, that stream did very well for us.
Not
for our
emulated, right?
Yes, not emulated. But yeah, that stream did very well for us, so I will definitely want to return to that one sometime. I just have to figure out the timing, because people seem to really enjoy it. Like, we got several comments on a stream, which is very unusual for us. Mostly we just get comments during the live chat.
Yeah, no, if you ever do that, I will try and see if I can get my days off to align with that, because I would love to, even if I'm just sitting and faffing about with you in Discord about that. Like,
But, alright, I have my water, and let us pull up a new Machina. So as we said, the OCG for sure has a running theme they've been doing for several years called Structure Deck R, where they remix old Structure Decks and re-release them, basically. The TCG is kind of hit and miss on this. Unfortunately, some of the decks they've broken up in a very unfortunate way.
Yeah, I think we have gotten some of the remix Structure Decks.
We have. And thank God for me personally, they've confirmed they are doing the Dark World re-release over here in full. Super excited for that.
They were putting some important staples in that too.
I think there was an Ash reprint that's supposed to be in there. I don't remember. I have to double check the deck list, but there's supposed to be some good shit in there.
I mean, holy shit, an Ash reprint, fantastic.
Yeah, that is why you cannot find the Salomon Great Structure deck if you're wondering, because that had Ash in it. So that was everybody's $20 Ash. But so this came from the Mechanized Madness Structure deck, which they did re-release. So this is Machina Air Raider.
I'm sure this was in Gundam Seed at some point.
Yes, this definitely looks like this is in an anime or a video game somewhere. Because he's got the.
It still has like the kind of like toy figure aesthetic to some of it, but.
Yeah. Again, saying this is in a video game or an anime doesn't necessarily deduct from the toyetic aspect, because I could easily see the merchandising angle, right? Like he's got all the clearly drawn joints in like his legs, so he can like grab something. The way the guns are, I could see like the little push buttons, right, to like make a little thing shoot out of him.
Like, I actually like the way this looks, even though I think the legs are pretty weird.
The legs are a little small. I mean, I get what they're doing. They're like grappling legs, but there's definitely something going on here. Like, this is a decent design. It reminds me of the aerial style mechs from 13 Sentinels. One of the generations were flyers. They had the big turbines as well with extra guns, and I think they also had claw legs. So it's definitely a design frame, like a silhouette that's been used several times. But he has a good color scheme. This is still like very much recognizably a Machina without necessarily making some of the mistakes that some Machinas make.
Yeah.
It's a very, very clean modern art style.
Yeah, no, that's...
So, what Air Raider does, Air Raider is a level 8 Earth machine. It has 1,500 attack, 2,600 defense, so kind of giving you a more defensive option other than cannon. You can discard one other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, target a machine monster you control, special summons from your deck, one Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level than that monster, and if you do, destroy the targeted monster. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, Air Raider lets you special summon it by discarding any Machina. Hey, by the way, Fortress can special summon itself from the graveyard. Heads up. Also, Citadel can special summon itself from the graveyard. We're going to get there in a second. So, yeah, Air Raider is a... I know Dallas talked about how he didn't remember seeing this as frequently. I still think Air Raider is a very decent card, because it's another level 8 you can play, which can give you access to rank 8 plays in your extra. It can let you pitch. Oh, Such is getting a reprint in the Dark World Structure deck. Yes, that's very good. Thank you for mentioning that.
We're going to buy that card. People are going to buy that deck out of
Yeah.
Tsuchinoko?
Yeah, Danger Tsuchinoko, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But that card was printed at very high rarities before, so seeing that tucked into a structure deck will be good. People will buy it.
Yeah.
And you can only run once, so it's a decent deal.
Let's see here.
But yeah, so the other thing is Air Raider lets you tag out your guys, so you can blow up another guy, and it doesn't say other machine monster, right? So you can blow up Air Raider to activate a fortress if you need to on a quick effect. Or you can do other things. So this is a very decent card. I don't think it's like an amazing card, but it's a good extender because it gives you options. And because it has a quick effect on your opponent's turn, it gives you actual like counterplay, which other than Fortress's response to being targeted by monsters or being destroyed, not really a lot of interactivity in Machina yet, and I think this new structure deck gives them some more interactivity.
Oh, this is the Japanese version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have the deck list for the full version yet, but they've announced it. Marth, by the way, is also telling me that he's been skimming old FPs, and are you saying you're pretty sure we didn't do Glad Beasts, actually?
I'm pretty sure I've looked through every single one, like jumping through several different points.
Yeah, because there are a lot of Glad Beasts, so you may be thinking about the fact that there was a Glad Beast solo mode in Master Duel, which I played on stream.
We covered some of the cards.
Solo mode, or we might have...
How do you know that?
Dallas might have saw cards that look like Glad Beasts.
How do you know that, Axe? Like, what cards have we covered?
Let's see, because I remember the time where we covered, let's see, Hippopotamus. Let's see, we covered like some of the fusions.
Yeah, I thought we had, but
Because I remember we ended up showing and talking about some of their cards. So it's like, I don't know.
I know that it popped up in. Because Dallas ran it for...
Yeah, I mean, Dallas ran some Glad Beast decks, and I played the Master Duel solo mode, obviously, on a stream, and there may have been people in that stream.
Before that, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
I do not recall actually talking about, because there's a
Like
lot
I
of Glad
said-
Beast cards, and they're all over the place.
Like I said, Dallas can remind me
If he can remember what episode it was, allegedly, or chat, if you know, because I feel like somebody said in chat we did it, you can tell us, but we cannot figure it out. Anyway, I am going to, with that update, I'm going to pull from our next list, because it's the guy I mentioned. It's a guy you may have seen. He is an animation in Master Duel, because he's kind of important. Oh, I didn't even notice. Citadel. I thought Citadel had a lot meaner of a face, but no, actually, he's got a little anime face. He's got a little eye in there.
I actually really like his design because he's like I feel like this is the Mark III version of Fortress.
Yes, this is. We were talking about how Fortress clearly has redesigns. This is very obviously like he has a very similar gun, definitely like an energy blaster. He's got the treads, but now he's got 4, and it actually kind of works as like a weird tread spider thing.
Also, his hand is still there, but they've actually made it fingers outside of
Yeah,
like,
they gave it
chainsaw.
its fingers, and they gave it a giant
He's got a
chainsaw.
hand that looks like it can't grasp anything thanks to the chainsaw.
Oh, there's no way he could pick anything up with that hand, but he's got the
Oh,
hand.
it's more,
mean-
I think, if he folds up it so he can grip his other parts of his body.
Probably, so he
I
can
mean,
secure his fucking
his
chainsaw.
hand is his hand is busy holding that chainsaw.
Yeah. Also, glad you have your back, Loth.
Yes, hello. Things finally got resolved.
Also, it's not quite. This card is going to shoot you, but he's going to shoot just to the left of.
Yeah, I think he's gonna poke
just
me
to
with the
your
he's
right.
gonna poke me with the chainsaw.
He's gonna rip you in. He's gonna
Yeah.
ripper you.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
do the
He's gonna
He's gonna
cut
shoot
you
at
in
your
half
feet.
and then shoot the guy right next to you.
Loth?
Hmm?
Do you have something there?
I know. I said he was probably gonna shoot at your feet.
Ah, yeah, your feet. Yeah, so like, I mean, I think it's a little over the top, but considering Citadel is, I mean, he's literally called Citadel, so he's Fortress but bigger. Like, it works,
Yeah.
right?
Like I said, Mark III.
I think the only thing that's interesting is, in the OCG, this is called Machiner's Kernel. I feel like Citadel, as in like an alternate word for Fortress, works better. But he's clear. They clearly knew that he is the new boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also leaves room for bosses above him too.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get to Ruin Force.
Well, Ruin Force is more of the dead corpse because there's
Well,
a
yeah,
weird,
it's true. There's
there's a weird side plot going on.
Yeah,
with
I
Machina
mentioned
about-
earlier. By the way, actually, this would be genuinely interesting. Konami, where's my fucking Machina solo mode? This is an iconic
there's-
deck. You can give
We'll
me
talk about the
a
Dark Ones,
Machina
yeah.
Peacekeeper mate at the end. Anyway,
Actually, that would work, yeah.
um,
Because the weirdest thing about it is like there's a weird thing about a ghost in a machine involving the Machina.
yes, I mentioned way earlier, but it's been about 1,000,000 years. Machina are mostly Earth machines, but some of the later ones are Dark machines, and we will get into that later because that's their most recent named cards.
Because the weird thing about Machina is that there's a theme of they are toys, but they're basically also self-recycling war machines.
Well, you apply the toys bit, and I admit they look like toys, but in all their cards, they are like Machina Force deployed and whatever. They are fighting the wars. Who are they fighting against? Don't fucking know. I don't think there's an archetype that explicitly opposes them, and let's not get into the speculation. Anyway, Citadel. Earth Machine, level 10, 3k attack, 2,500 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. So, yeah. Quick effect, target a machine monster you control, destroy it, destroy that machine monster, and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it. If a face-up Earth machine monster you control except Machina Citadel is destroyed by battle or card effect while this is in your graveyard, you can special summon it. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, Citadel has a board wipe, and also if it is popped, it gets out of your graveyard. Because it is level 10, you will be pitching it frequently to get fortresses or air raiders out, and then once those guys get destroyed, which is what Air Raider does, for instance, you can special him back. If you have 2 Citadel in rotation, you can have Citadel...
Loop itself.
No, that doesn't work because it says if an Earth machine monster other than Citadel is destroyed, but if you have Citadel blow
okay.
up another machine monster, you can
another
have
one,
a second Citadel pop out. It
But
is
it's one of the
also, by the
weirdest-
way, it has Earth Machine Synergy, and it is level 10, so it can work in rank 10 plays as well.
The weirdest thing about it, or I think a fun thing about it, is that I always took it as like its detonation effect is it's self-destruction, or in some cases you blow up a fortress on board, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different flexibility here. Again, there's a reason why this guy has an animation in Master Duel and is like the new face of the deck. He is a really good iteration on effects that are similar to Fortress. He has synergy with Fortress, unlike Megaform. He plays into a lot of your strategies and into a lot of the variants. So this is a good way to do legacy support, both visually and card effect wise. So let's get into our next one. I think this is a case of, hey, have you ever wondered how Machinas are powered?
nuclear.
Yeah, if this card is any indication, they are atomic. It's Machina Irradiator. It could also be that because he has a giant microwave cannon on his head, but yeah.
Yeah.
He might also, he might just be a.
I don't know.
might also
Do they
be a
have
red cannon.
do they have a card showing a Machina dying in a nuclear fiery death ball?
There are a lot of
Oh,
explosions. I don't know. In Japanese,
His
this is just
cannons are
Machina
colored.
Radiator, but I think Machina
Yeah.
Irradiator sounds cooler.
His
were you saying,
cannon
Alex?
lights are colored red and blue.
It's true.
Yeah.
So once again, much like Cannon and Defender before him, this is obviously an iteration in a series. I think this is the best version of this design so far. Like, sometimes
It's a cannon platform.
yeah, sometimes we talk shit on Konami for later cards that, like, are in an aesthetic theme and then they go too far, they add too many details. I honestly think, like, Defender and Cannon were almost too minimal or too on point. This gets the effect of, like, this guy can't go anywhere, really. Like, he's literally attached to a platform you, like, airdrop somewhere. But he looks good. Like, he's got a little head. You can see his tiny head down there, right?
I think shown in some of the art, almost all of the Machina bases have basically all of their walls covered in, like, perimeters of these guys.
Yeah, so, like, it's a good... It's a design that makes sense. It has options. It's also not censored. You can actually see his little gun tubes. He doesn't have Nerf tubes.
You also can see, like, there's a head unit. I think
Mhm.
it's basically just a programming unit.
Yeah, I talked about that. He's got a little head for, like, sensors and thinking or whatever. He's got a big laser beam on top, but he's also got regular guns, so, you know, he's not, like, ludicrous. He's got backups.
Got to have the AA.
First,
you know?
I thought that was like a javelin launcher. That shoots a bunch of javelins at people.
They could be spears or they could be cannons, but I think they're cannons because they're open-tipped.
No, they are cannons, but like at first glance, I thought they were.
It's
Yeah,
true. When
just
I will say, in card form, Irradiator is kind of like he's scale-wise very weird in that you can't see a lot of this detail when you're looking at a tiny card in real life. But you know,
Uh-huh.
blown up, he makes sense. So this is another level 8 Earth Machine, 1700 attack, 2400 defense. You can discard one other Machina monster, special summon this from your hand. You can target one machine monster you control, special summon from your graveyard. Sorry, one Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level than that monster. And if you do, destroy that targeted monster. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, Irradiator cycles from your graveyard. Air Raider cycles from your deck. So this is just another play you would use to get guys back. You know, it sets up your plays and it destroys Earth machines, so you can summon citadels and stuff, which you possibly pitch to summon this boy. And again, it's level 8, so it gives you access to rank 8 plays. All in all, like, Konami is very on the ball with this wave of support in the new structure deck.
None of the, I think none of the spell traps are worth showing visually. I just think some of them give cool, interesting context to some of the other monsters, but they're not really worth showing. So.
Yeah, some of them are interesting, but they're not really that, because, like, one of them is, like,
Like I said, one is
Citadel
just a nice
slashing.
searcher
Yeah,
card.
one of them is...
One just shows how Citadel fights.
Yeah.
One just shows how the Irradiator is used for.
But also in the structure deck, we have another one that's actually part of our interesting theme. Oh, did I not copy that one correctly again? Gosh dang it. Curse you me. But I think this one will be interesting to bring up in the context that now that we've looked at all the earlier ones, there it is. Machina Possess Storage. Possibly Possess Storage, but it's Possess Storage. So
weirdly enough, it's a dead form of soldier, but it's also weirdly like a better version because like
yeah, I was just about to bring
seemingly
that up.
better materials.
Like this is clearly soldier, right? He's got the weird curvy knife hand. You know, he's got the body shape. We talked before about how soldier and gear frame look like they're based in a similar frame. You know, it's got the soldier head. But it also has subtle differences in its appearance. Like, it's got kind of, like, claw hands. It's got a weird glowing hell
serrated
USB
edges
out
now.
of its head. Yeah, it's got sharp edges. It looks like there's battle damage on, like, his upper legs there.
There's also like a evil version, I think, of Sniper and Soldier and like Defender.
And
behind
Defender,
it.
yeah, he's got, like, their ghosts. Like, it's almost like the Machinas are like, hey, you killed us because we were shitty. Now we're back to haunt you. We became good.
I don't know if they made a dark version of Sniper, but I don't think they made one of Defender yet.
I'll double check. I think there are like 3 or 4 darks besides Ruin Force. I mean,
I just
so we'll
remember
double
it's
check
the one that's a dark version of Soldier, Sniper, and Citadel.
because
That's
we've
all I
got Res Avenger. I guess that's supposed to be Resurrection Avenger. And
remember. It's weird.
Unclaspare. I don't know what Unclaspare is going for, other than I really want to say Unclaspare. But anyway, Possess Storage, as in Possess plus Storage, by the way. That is also its OCG name, so the pun is original in both versions.
It almost feels like it's the idea of like, since these were like the first, I guess, generation of Machina soldier, of like Machina units, that they eventually just got scrapped and something came out of the scrap pile.
Yeah, somebody made a reference to another card. Oh yeah, it is actually literally unauthorized boot up device. When was this printed? Was this in the structure deck? No, it was a common in Rise of the Duelist. Okay, let me actually pull that up right now as well. Because that's not, that was not in the list, but it is obviously related. So yeah,
I remember that card.
these guys have unauthorized boot up devices attached to them.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
I mean, it literally is. I just looked it up because somebody brought it up, and I'm like, that sounds familiar.
Look at these cards.
Okay, gallery. And insert. So
I've
yes, you
never
can
seen this
clearly
card,
see
holy
that
shit.
it is actually the thing on the back of Possess Storage here.
Wow.
So yeah, so clearly these are the. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily call the
Oh, yeah, 'cause
original
even-
Machinas
'cause
the good guys, but yeah, they are clearly being
Even the coils.
bootlegged here. Yeah.
Yeah, even the coil was like, I've never seen this card before.
Well, it's really interesting because, like I said, this is effectively this was pack filler in a different set. This was around the same time the structure deck came out, but it's just from a common Rise of the Duelist. So, we'll talk about what Possess Storage does first before I get into unauthorized boot device. But yes, thank you for bringing that one up. So Possess Storage is a level 4 Earth machine, or Dark machine, sorry. It has the exact same stat line as Soldier, 16-15. If this card is normal or special summoned, target a Machina monster in your graveyard, except Possess Storage, special summon it in defense position, but it can't activate its effects this turn. You can target one other Machina monster you control, one spell trap your opponent controls, return into the hand. You can only use each effect of Possess Storage once per turn. By the way, I believe that due to the way, like, card remembering works, if you tuck the monster back into your hand, you can use its effects again, because it is no longer that monster, because of hidden information rules.
And most of the bigger Machinas that don't require that have done on-summon effects, you can just activate from hand anyway.
Yeah, so this Possess Storage is another recycling option. It helps out with certain graveyard setups as well. It lets you do bouncing of spell traps, which is apparently good because Dragon Link decks run Chamber Dragon Maid and Tidying just so they can get the bounce effect. And I think Summoner back as well once it's sent. But yeah, so you know, the original Machinas get destroyed. We make a new version, and then we attach this unauthorized boot up device. So what boot up device does? This is a level 1 Dark Machine Union monster. It has 500 attack, 0 defense. Once per turn, you can either target a phase-up monster you control, equip this target, not even a machine, by the way, or unequip and special summon. If the equipped monster will be destroyed by a card effect destroyed instead, if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can special summon this card. You can use this effective boot up device once per turn. So, boot up device just gives you the Machina protection effect on a Union monster. It's a Union monster, so it's searchable. But when it is popped for its protection effect, it gets to recycle itself once per turn. So you can basically reset itself. Kind of like a more modern version, I think, of Peacekeeper. Like, I think you would run boot up device instead of Peacekeeper.
You feel like they'd actually, like... I know because it doesn't work naming-wise, but I feel like if they made it searchable, like within the archetype, it would like probably been at least, I don't know.
Yeah,
a bit
I
more
mean, I will
relevant.
say it's a level 1 Dark Machine, so it's like a 1-for-1 target, and there are other things out there. It has 0 defense, so I think there's some stuff that interacts with that. It has 500 attack, so I believe you can machine dupe it. So there are some strategies, but you are correct in that it is not normally searchable. There are cards that interact with unions, as Dallas brought up earlier, and that's probably how you get to it, but definitely it's a little bit of an oddball. But yeah, so
What are the other? So it's just. curious, 'cause I
Our
forget what they
next
do.
one
forget
is
what they
Res
do.
Avenger. I believe that was also in the structure deck, I think. Let me double check as I pull up its card art. Okay, yeah, this is also funny because it's interesting to see how Konami has gone because you'll notice that these guys are not censored anymore because Res Avenger is Defender but boot upped.
Oh, right. It also just looks better, even though it's entirely broken.
Anky red eyes.
Yeah, they switched the eye lights to be less sad and more angry. It's got kind of weird lines on its face now. It feels like it's a little more articulated.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know if it's the boot up device made it a malevolent looking, like made it basically a cyber. Because they think of like these are blocking a cyber darks essentially.
Yeah, kind of. This is their dark phase.
Yeah.
Like they
But I
definitely
don't
have
know if
extra
it's-
bits. Like notice it has claws now.
Yeah, I don't know if those extra bits are from the boot up device or this is just a model line that got scrapped because it looked generically evil, so it's like they scrapped it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we have another card track going on there.
But it's like they're boot up device zombies.
Yeah. But Res Avenger is arguably Defender, but better because the Eviler at least gives it character. It's still a little derpy, but its design is overall improved. Also, the fact that
It has actual guns.
yeah, the fact that it's
Or
funnily enough, the
or-
TCG hasn't censored this one. So
instead of it's more of the toy bits have been removed from the things and now it's just the barrels.
I mean, Defender originally had the barrels in the OCG. I double checked, so it's a little interesting. I will say this one has a weird ass name in the OCG. By the way, its name is Reser Break, like reset break, but with an extra R. Risa Break. So Res Avenger works better. Like it's still a little goofy, but it works. This is your honest effect, by the way, kids. This is a technically it's that one Bujin or a Korobane, but that's not as easy to say as honest. This is a Dark Machine, level 4, 1200 attack, 1800 defense. Quick effect, send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Target a Machina monster you control. It gains 1200 attack until the end of this turn. When your Machina monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. That's a hopped.
Weirdly
But
enough,
still.
if you put this...
Good.
I never thought about it, but if you put this on Citadel, it just means you basically kill anything.
Yeah, no, it gives...
Except like a full, add a darker rival or something.
But
so that requires,
still,
but you
this
can
gives
stop
you a
it.
lot of extra attack, which is good for your deck because until Ruin Force came out, they were still capped at like 3k-ish damage or 3k-ish attack. This gives you attack modulation as a quick effect. It also has a way to recycle itself from the graveyard, which is very good because presumably after you do this attack modulation, you'll be destroying by battle. So it kind of replaces itself. As we said before, Machina has a lot of resource engine capabilities, so this just gives them more stuff to keep getting more guys back, give you more cards. And so, and because a lot of Machina's... Oh, interesting. Okay, so this was in Legendary Duels Season 1, and then Rise of the Duels is a common as well. So kind of spread out there. But this keeps with the theme of recycling the resources because remember that Irradiator and Air Raider can both pitch just any Machina monster from hand. So you can use that for graveyard setup. If you destroy by battle, you recycle it, then you get your quick effect. So there's a lot of ways that you can work through these things. Alrighty. Okay, this one's interesting. So this by the way was the upcoming card. It was an Ultra in Eternity Code. So coming out a little bit later as a different thing we're doing. It was also a prismatic reprint in the tins. So you've seen evil versions, but what if we just got some classic straight up upgrades? This is Machina Metal Cruncher. So we talked a lot about Gearframe's like construction style, colors and look. I feel like this is definitely once again in this vein. He's got like little extendo claw hands. He's got a big crushy claw now.
I honestly really like the thing about how all like the later versions of Machina support are literally just this is just the next iteration of the machines because they're machines that they can make they iterated, which is
Yeah,
cool.
no, it's a good way to handle advancing the aesthetic without getting too far away. Because, like I said, you can tell by the color scheme and general vibe that this is related to Gear Frame, but it's improved. It has extra tools added. It has different modifications and stuff.
He's orange now.
Well, Gear Frame is already orange.
They gave him like a big arm,
Yeah.
and like he's not a uni monster, so he has to fight for himself. And I guess.
Thanks, filthy casual.
Oh, weirdly enough, they
Gear
also
Frame
put
got
like
jacked.
they also put like a loop on top of
I think he had some of those loop rings before on his hook shot,
guess
his
for
claw
me-
shot arm technically.
yeah, because for me it's like that loop makes you think of like if you took it off, it'd be a thing you hold up and it'd be like a weird harpoon gun. I don't know why. It makes me think of harpoon
I mean,
gun.
honestly, what I think it is it looks a little bit like a reflex sight or something, like so he can aim his claw shot hand. But it could just
Makes
be
sense.
extra safety reading because he's also got like a little grip handle on his arm. But you don't know how right you are when you say that Metal Cruncher, whose name was just Metal Crunch in the OCG, I think Cruncher works a little bit better. But he did get swole. Let's play a game, chat.
He's a big
What
card.
level is this boy?
I forget, but he's
Yeah, so chat, give me your best guesses about what level this boy is.
I'll guess 3.
Because remember, the original Gear Frame was a 4. Okay, Zed saying 8.
Oh,
was like,
5, 9. Okay,
7?
we got some
But no,
9s. You guys win. He is in fact a level 9 Earth Machine.
I was
Oh,
gonna say
well.
10.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 6.
Yeah, he is a big boy. So Machina Metal Cruncher is a level 9 Earth Machine. It has 2800 attack, 0 defense. You don't fuck around with no defense mode. If you control no face-up cards, you can normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack becomes 1800, so he resets himself down to normal Gear Frame numbers. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters from your deck. Then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand. You shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can only use this effect of Metal Cruncher once per turn. So, yeah, Metal Cruncher is a great consistency card, especially for hybrid
I forgot.
decks.
I thought you could special him, but I forgot.
I mean, you can special him. It's just he doesn't have an inherent special effect.
Right, yeah.
But
Still a
other
good
Machinas
opener.
do special summon. Remember, there are cards that are like levels or lower and stuff. You can fiddly him out of your deck or graveyard. In addition to all the other Earth Machine stuff you can do. But yeah, so this guy is pretty big. And honestly, while I think it's slightly more fair than just add whatever you like, because it does say, actually no, it's not different. You can literally reveal 3 of the same. But if you have to reveal 3 that are different because you don't have, some of them are in your hand or graveyard already, there's nothing funnier than your opponent being like, okay, you show me 3 cards, cool, I randomly pick one. Which one did you get? The one you didn't want me to get. Fuck. Happens every time. But no, it doesn't say they have to be different Earth Machine monsters, so you can literally be like, yeah, Derek Crane, and Derek Crane. Fortress,
Fair.
Fortress. I reveal 3 Citadels. What do you want? So,
Like, all good targets.
yeah, and the fact that this guy can be normaled to be 1800 does work, I think. But if you manage to special him, he is a very large lad, and there's ways you can get to that. So this is a pretty decent one. The only thing that's kind of interesting is that he's pretty rare because he was an Ultra and Eternity Code, which was an amazing set that's very, very widely purchased. And then in the Tin of Ancient Battles, he was reprinted about a year later, as is pretty typical for tins, as a Prismatic Secret Rare. So
Rarity
I don't even
upgrade.
know. I don't know if you'd run him at 3, but he's a card.
probably like a, depending on what your deck space is like, probably a 1 or 2 of. Like,
Because like you'd run Gear Frame at 3 still.
yeah.
Or maybe.
Oh, you mean you
But
might run Gear
depends.
Frame at 3. Dallas did bring up that there are some Infinitracks you can run as a normal. If you're running a Pure Machina, you might run like 3 of each. Because that
Yeah.
definitely gives you plenty of normal summon options.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's plenty of fun stuff to be had here. And again, it is generic machine support, so Earth Machine support, I should say. So there's a lot of stuff it can work with.
It just makes it awkward where it's like, it turns out they made a lot of like the actual like nice, the nice normal like purely normal summonable Machina's darks now, which is unfortunate.
Well, again, I think I think that was intentional.
Yeah, I think basically we're like
Machine is
we're splitting the we're splitting the Machina lines is I think what they're getting at. Like,
Yeah.
on the one hand, you have, you know, the pure Machina, which includes the Dark Boys.
And then you have, you know, Machina Geargia,
Yeah.
Train.
You have the
Earth
Earth
Machine.
Machine, yeah, Infinitrax as well, the Earth Machine Pile decks, which do different stuff.
I know, I was forgetting something.
I mean, you do still run some Geargies, I think. But, so, alphabetically, and also I think this card did actually come out first, we have our big boy Dark one, Machina Ruin Force. So...
Involved with the number of hypothetical FTKs.
Yeah,
I think got ruined because what did they have to put to one?
I don't remember. Dallas didn't remember.
Summon Gate or something? Like one of the ones where you...
Oh, yeah, was it Monster Gate?
It might have been Monster Gate.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or the other one that's like that I forget.
Machina Citadel just kept adding more and more.
Yeah,
That's what
so...
this one was like.
I gotta be honest, I don't think I like Ruin Force. Like, I get what they're going for. They're piling a lot of evil shit. We talked before about how some designs are busy. Obviously, this guy's big. He's huge. He's made up of a bunch of littler dudes. Yep. We've reached a point of absurdity here. Like, what is going on with his weird asymmetric triangle knife? Like, what's going on with his weird demon gun arm? It's just... They kept adding and adding, and I get the point is to, like, keep adding and adding, but it's reached a point where I'm no longer as excited about this, just personally.
Look, I like more simplified mech designs. I don't like...
Yeah, I guess this guy just...
For the one Gundam nerd in the chat here, I don't like the shoe boxes.
It's a bold assumption to say
I never thought of it because I thought this was like a Citadel, but no, it is literally just all of the three.
No, this
together.
is... I think this is the 3 evil ones we haven't gotten to yet, and Fortress is his base. Because he's got Fortress's gun on top, and he's got Fortress's
It also looks like
Tritrax.
Fortress is being like the boot up device is like keeping it stuck in place, weirdly enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra boot up devices. Like, this one's just... It's very try-hard. Like, they really want you to know he's big and evil now.
It looks like the Devil Gundam to me. Like, it looks kind of like the Devil Gundam.
No, I get, because I was doing some stuff with some Seed missions earlier. Reminds me of the Destroy Gundam, or that was the one from Seed, right? Destroy?
Maybe?
And I mean, I think that makes sense, because, like, its name is literally
Gundam
Ruin
killers.
Force. Like, it's definitely going for that dark mecha look, right?
Well, yeah, and those, like, we're generally talking about the one big mobile armor that they usually have to fight about halfway through a season that has some unfortunate person strapped to the inside that's been not in their correct mind state.
Yeah, there's usually one guy.
Usually it's a girl, actually.
There's several. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
And I will say, given its name, you can also tell, while it doesn't necessarily look a lot like him, this is also meant to be a play on the original Machina Force. Because it also has that stat line. This is another level 10 Dark Machine, 4,600, 4,100. So he's a big fucker.
Yeah.
I think it literally just all their stats on stack of each other, huh?
Yes. I mean, he's just Force's original stat line. Can it be normal summoned or set? Must be special summoned from your graveyard by banishing machine monsters from your graveyard whose levels equal 12 or more. When your opponent activates a card or effect during the battle phase, quick effect, pay half your life points, negate that activation, and if you do, half your opponent's LP. We're just going to half the game. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 3 of your banished Machina monsters whose total levels equal 12 or less. You can only use each effective Ruin Force once per turn.
So you want to get the 3 darks and do this, and independently there's other things you do by just stacking giant machines, but
yeah,
I think the initial design works because it's
you
pitch it and then using normal Machina force to basically like use other machines as scrap material to make the others.
Yeah.
Have the darks out.
And then the thing
make
is that
this
he
keep going.
basically this is a retrain of force in a good way. So it can be special summoned from your graveyard by banishing any machine monsters whose levels total 12. You probably want to focus on banishing Machina monsters though, because if this guy gets destroyed, you get to bring them back. And also, he has a negate effect.
Before this came out, because it came out quite recently, actually.
Yes.
There was a lot of there was I think at least like there is I think only Machina Overdrive, which is a card that actually does it lets you banish and a banishment recovery, so
Yeah.
it lets you cycle between that, which helps.
Yeah. This came out in late last year in Burst of Destiny, so it is a which by the way was a very strong meta set, because that is where that one guy came out that we don't talk about.
I don't even know who you're talking about. So good.
The retrain of
The Phoenix
certain
Enforcer who is
Dragoon.
Destroy.
Oh fuck
Yes.
that guy. Never mind.
The
Okay.
DP
I'm
they,
bad.
they
PPE,
fused
yes.
Destiny and
DP.
They fused Destiny and Dragoon and Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer.
I'm sorry I said it, but like I think when that meme was shown to Joseph, I was just like I thought that was stupid, but it was hilarious.
He's yeah.
I think I have a gift for this somewhere.
DPE is a man. He is a man's, and he will continue to be a man's, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we do have one last one in this modern wave of support, and then we're done. We can go home.
All right, we did the sniper one, right?
Nope, not yet, because he's got a U name.
Gotcha.
Though he did technically come out earlier, though it was still that same year. This came out in Blazing Vortex as, once again, weird. Again, the shout out to the TCG. All of these Machina cards, except for I think maybe Ruined Force. Yeah, Ruined Force was an Ultra, but was not a Chase Ultra in that set for damn sure. Hypothetical FTKs aside. But
Funny, but not really worth it.
yeah.
Just quick
Un
thing, if you don't
Claspare.
mind, Omega.
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm not sure if anyone pointed out because I stepped away. That Machina Citadel-looking motherfucker who was just on screen. This fucking tank treads has spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't mention that
that's been a
explicitly,
thing.
but I did talk about how Ruined Force is like so tryhard.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
just-
god, he still
because-
has the trin thing.
Because, I mean, yeah, I still think it's a better design base-wise, but the whole thing of, like, the boot-up devices fill them with dark machine ghost energy or some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's like, it's edgy, but I will say, if you remove, like, the edgy blades, I feel like the base design's better, because it actually
With-
adds more, like,
With this
limbus to
color
it.
scheme and those red eyes, he looks like just the face could be one of those guys from Killzone.
Yeah, he could be a Hellgast. I do think at least they did it better because he's got a little line right there that I drew him with red pen, so he has a mouth now. That's
Yeah.
good. His chin isn't all the way down now. That's like his.
Also, they're using actual metal as his joints instead of plastic.
Yeah. And you can see some of the scratches and stuff, but he's got. I think this body form looks a little more fluid, which is better. His gun is even more stupid now, but okay, fine, whatever.
It's flowing with dark edge energy.
Also, it's got a giant laser pointer on top now.
Little giant laser.
He's
sight.
literally,
It's a literal
Yeah, but-
giant laser pointer.
yeah.
He's
think
a
it's a
hunt big game.
I think
also
there's a
known as
barrel
Big
now,
Axe.
so like it is actually I think a bit of, and there's like a giant back cylinder, so it might actually just be a weird rail cannon.
Yeah, maybe it's a giant. Maybe this is the harpoon gun now.
It might actually be a harpoon gun because it has a back in it.
Also, did the previous version of him look like his whatever makes his torso look like it was just like a U shape?
Let me go pull it up.
Like it looks like a
'cause
C, like at a weird angle.
I don't remember
Like,
if he was that dented.
No,
in.
but that was a thing Gearframe did. and
Yeah,
then
he has.
all the other iterations did,
He has a
so-
slight curve indent like that, but he doesn't have that big C-frame body.
It's more a thing of I think Mark II or Mark III Machinas in the way
Like
because
the
it's
way
honestly
I
just,
look at this guy thinks of Machina Hunchback.
Yeah, he's
I-
got a
I
weird
thi-
C-frame body.
I
I
guess
think
you
Axe
could-
is
I
correct in
mean-
that this is more like he's been basically scavenged together from several generations worth of parts.
Okay.
Or
And the
honestly,
battle
it
damage
might
effect is
be-
good.
I honestly feel like I maybe it might be just conjecture, but it feels like it's the idea of like these are like Mark II or Mark III versions of like the base 3, but then they got scrapped, so they've just been.
Yeah, I
resurrected
don't.
into the houses.
I don't know for sure because there's
It
not
just
really a
seems
lot
like
of
that
lore.
design-wise, but
I
Yeah,
mean,
like
they
the
definitely
bonus
have
not
different
adding
parts.
much. This failed portrayal, I was dealing with having to find ways to mirror my phone onto my computer.
Ripperino, yes. But yeah. By the way, this guy's name is the same in the OCG. He do just be unclasper.
Huh.
Or ancora sprea. I don't ask me to understand what the fuck is going on there.
He should have been Machina Ultra Kill.
Sure.
Look,
So this is
They really
same
wanted
stat
to
line
go
as
edgy.
Sniper. Dark Machine level 4, 1800 attack, 800 defense. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, love this effect. That's on Trickstar Lilybell, by the way, so you always draw this card, and it sucks. But if you add it to your hand except by drawing it, you can special summon it. Also, you can't special summon for the rest of this turn except machines. If this card is normal or specialed, send a Machina from your deck to your graveyard except Unclasper. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, ideally, you are searching Unclasper, possibly with a gear frame.
Pitching Fortress or Citadel?
Yeah, you can dump Fortress, Citadel, or Ruin Force, mind you, because that also special summons itself from the graveyard to your graveyard to set up plays. So this is a very good extender. It has a decent body. I think this does actually give you a decent reason to run Gear Frame in Modern Machinas, especially if you're running like all the Machinas together, the Dark and the Earths, because that's
I'm
very
guessing-
easy. Normal summon, search, special, pitch.
When we do get these, if we do eventually get to this part in the progression series, should we let Axe have Citadel or whatever Machina card is banned back for 1 week to see how?
Oh,
bad-
he's already back. We already let
Oh, okay.
Fortress come out. Against much protest. We've instead been restricting the Gear and Gadget angle.
which is actually
The main thing is that
Pirates
half those
Heroes.
cards are once again structure deck cards, so he's going to be card banking for like 4 weeks.
I'm still
Mhm.
card banking for I'll be waiting for Borals, but I have to wait like 5 months before we get there. So.
Hey, remember I had to card bank for a fuckload of ancient gear cards, and then had to remember which ones I grabbed.
Well, hopefully some of them are in your
Yeah.
ancient gear decks. Anyway, but that's the latest of our story. We've bridged into the dark ones. All of the 3 versions are out, so strictly speaking, I don't think Machinas need to go anywhere now. In terms of like their design philosophy, like they're with Ruin Force and with Citadel, they are a decent deck that shows up places. I think they are still a rogue deck in some cases. They've got a lot of synergy with Earth Machine strategies that are still going on. Like I do think that there are still some underperformers like Cannon and Megaform who could possibly get retrains, but we've already done a decent level. And there are some spell trap supports that help them out, and other stuff as well, obviously, like Supply Squad is very frequently run in Machina decks. Because you destroy a lot. But they're in a pretty good place, and like I said, they are fairly iconic. They are well-known. They have had longevity for 12 long years. And we'll see if they continue to support them or not. The only thing I want to bring up now about Failed Portrayal is... So obviously, in case you missed it last week, we finally wrapped... Dual Terminal. We got all the way to the end. We
Yes.
showed off all the destructions and the
God.
creations and whatever, and we're good. We don't need to do that anymore. And so I wanted to suggest, and this is why I keep asking about the Glad Beast thing, before we jump straight into the World Legacy storyline, because that will also be very long and drawn out and a whole thing.
Hey, let's do some other stuff before that.
Well, yeah. So to spice it up, and also to help my SEO, chat, let me know, and I'll ask the boys. I'll have to quiz Dallas on this later, too. But what would you think of doing Fail Portrayal episodes about archetypes that are featured in Master Duel's solo modes? Because a lot more people are going to be familiar with those and kind of how they play because of the solo modes. And we can probably stitch a couple episodes together that way. So that was my thought immediately, other than obviously, like I said, we'll be running a new poll, and we'll be doing another poll next month.
I think that's a good one. A good idea.
That would be good. I really do see a lot of possible tangents about, hey, remember this dumb deck from the solo mode coming up?
Yeah,
in that?
that could happen, but there's a lot of goods because, like, that's
I have
got...
to go see what's solo moded again, but
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. We've already done one of them. We don't need to do Gem Knights again.
Yeah, we don't need to do.
but-
Legion Knights.
I
There's
think we've done Galactic Beast, but we'll have to double check that again.
yeah, like I said, we need to figure that out. We did do digital bugs at one point. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we did do digital bugs for sure at one point.
Yeah, Digital Buzz was definitely done at the.
And we
end
have done. Actually, no, we only did
Think
kaiju. I don't think we
Shapes.
did do danger.
We did do Kaiju, never Danger.
Okay, so dangers is a good one.
Did we do
Yeah.
Karakuri?
I don't think we did.
No.
No, yeah.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like
Okay.
Karakuri's on there, Ruin and Demise are on there. That might be a weird short one. Monarchs are on there. That'll be pretty
Yeah.
cracked.
I think
Yeah,
Monarch
Monarch,
is on
Element Saber's
Yeah.
on there, which
Shiranuis are on there. We can probably
I think
also
John-
bash that into a Mayakashi combo episode.
Hey, there's World Legacy in a
Yeah.
solo mode.
I know, but that's
I
but
think-
so we could build up to.
Yeah,
and I-
World
I-
Legacy that way.
I do want to reintroduce one of the ones that I think kind of didn't get voted on very well, but I think Omega was pretty keen on it. Cyber Dragon. I think that would be a good one too, because that's
Dragon solo mode.
there's
a
not-
lot
it's
of
not a
Cyber
solo
Dragon
No,
mode.
I don't-
that could be a poll pick because I gotta
Yeah.
curate your picks again.
Oh, that reminds me of something.
But I was
But,
gonna say,
uh,
but that's a popular anime archetype. that
Yeah,
has
I still
received
run
a
into
lot
Cyber
of
Dragon
decks.
players. Yeah. But let's
Yeah.
see. That mean we get to do Dino Mist.
Yeah.
Axe will be happy. We'll get to do Gear Gia.
Have they done? I haven't been keeping up on it. Have they done Metal Foes yet?
No,
Yeah,
they
we
have
did
not.
that.
I really wish they would.
All right.
There's a lot of fun stuff there that could be done. The most recent one they added, which is fun, other than like I said, I did not have a good time with the Element Saber Plunder Patrol deck. But the Plunder
Yeah.
Patrol one is pretty interesting. I understand how plunders work now. And I hope to see more of them. Like I said, there are some Gaia cosmetics coming, like according to the leaks. So maybe there's a Gaia solo mode incoming. That would be
Or-
weird.
I mean, that'd be weird.
Maybe
'cause I don't
what
feel like
they
there's
add
much
all
to
the
tell.
Cosmetics, but no solo mode.
I mean, probably what it means is there's so according to the data mine data, I think that the Sky Striker stuff they're adding is festival related because it talks about like climbing a ladder and rankings and stuff, like accumulating points. If it wasn't, especially given that there is now a Sky Striker manga, I would be dead certain there would be a Sky Striker story mode coming because that Sky Striker is a super popular deck in Japan for obvious reasons.
I mean, you can splash it in a lot of things too.
Well,
It
yeah,
doesn't
but
take up a ton of
aesthetically,
space.
like, there's a
Yeah.
reason why they're doing a story manga. Like, people just
Yeah,
like the vibe.
I would expect a story mode for the Sky Striker stuff,
Yeah.
and then probably the Gaia stuff might be because that's depending on which Gaia stuff. But you were saying it
Yeah,
was
I'm
some of
pretty
the
sure.
later
Actually,
stuff.
I'm literally, I can go check it out. Let me go to Master Duel Meta.
It's gonna be interesting because Gaia has a lot of like crossover with fucking Blackluster Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of why I don't think it's going to be a story mode thing. That's why I suspect because Gaia is a classic DM monster.
Yeah. So let me read off what is according to the leaks and updates. So first of all, there will be a spellbook structure deck. Allegedly. So
Yay.
spellbooks of prophecy will be added. With your ace card will be Hierophant of Prophecy, and there'll be a box with him on it. So based on tracking, there is going to be a new card sleeve, which says it will be Sky Striker Ray in her quote-unquote destruction mode armor, something Flames of Battlefield. So based on the card IDs, they think it's going to be the Alt Art of Kagari. They're going to add 4 new mates, which based on the card IDs will be totally awesome. Gaia the Dragon Champion, Gaia the Fierce Knight, so 2 Gaia mates actually. And also, my personal favorite in this list, Gunkan Suship Ikura. Please
That
tell
sounds
me there's a
awesome.
fucking Suship solo mode, by the way. I would love that.
I mean, it's a real. Some of the card text just gives it's there.
We-
It's just
we
about making
need
giant
to
sushi
talk-
ships.
Yeah,
We need a charcoal and Pachi mate.
that would be probably
Sitting
pretty
there.
funny.
All sad.
There will be 2 new icon frames. So one is called the Path of the Blue Sky Striker, which it says the description that was data mined is an icon frame given to duelists who achieved extremely impressive results in blank, the event, which is presumably coming. Also, there will be allegedly a magic cylinder icon frame. And there
Wait, I
are a
just-
ton of new titles which are involve Link summoning. So like I said, I feel like there's probably a Link festival coming.
Yeah.
By the way, Omega, just a quick thought. 'cause
Yeah.
I just thought about it. Similar to Dragon Maid Laundry Mate in Pachi, at the beginning of the duel, he's normal. If you're at half health and your opponent's winning, he's on fire.
Yeah,
If you're
that
at
could
quarter
actually
health
be a
and
very
you're
fun
losing,
premium mate.
he's
They've only
charcoal.
released one so far, which is Laundry, because she gets to shapeshift. I'd be
Yeah.
interested. Actually, hey, wait,
come
maybe
back,
that
he's
is
wonderful.
actually just realized. Maybe that's the Gaia mate. Maybe it's a premium mate that switches. Like he's on the horse and then he
That-
switches to the dragon.
That I could.
Also, as much as I hate Toad as a card in the deck season, I appreciate them making a totally awesome mate. Like he's got a very iconic look, you know.
Yeah.
He is
Now
cute.
become.
I-
That should be the only way you should have him now.
Yeah, basically.
the mate should be when you click him, the one on top jumps and the orange almost goes flying off. I
That
want
will
that.
probably be what they'll do. We'll see. But yeah, so this has been your fail portrayal for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you are our if you support us on Patreon at the 5 and up level, you get to vote in a new poll that will be coming out very shortly. So consider supporting us that way. I love your support. It lets me buy cardboard crack and also other stuff like feed me.
I'm
But-
excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to mention. Especially because we've got quite a few of you here. In addition to obviously my usual shilling on channel memberships, super chats, super thanks, or whatever. I would like to remind everybody, because Robin is off this week and we need to rebalance our prog schedule because we're waiting on news on some stuff and we've got to work some stuff out with people's school and work schedules and stuff. But because we are taking off prog this week, I will be doing a very special stream tomorrow. I'm very excited for it. I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV Online, the free trial. It is downloaded right now, actually. So I'll be starting that a little bit earlier than we usually do. Actually, no, probably around the same time as we started tonight. I'll be trying to start up that stream. So I will be playing for the first time ever on my PS5, right from the beginning, right from Chargen. So I hope I'll see some of you there. And if not, you can always check out the VODs. And we've got quite a few people back into playing 14 recently, some of whom are in this call right now.
I am
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
I've been doing
I will-
MSQ in between.
I'll probably hunt you down and give you what I normally give people in our group who joins.
Yeah. So
It's actually nice stuff.
we'll have some funny times with stream and stuff. And so if you're curious about what Whirl, what do they call it? Realm is the server names.
Think you'll lock into recording, or you'll go in the.
Elemental Ultras?
Well, no, they call the
Jump
server
up.
something special, but you guys all know what server I'm on and stuff on stream. And because asked this, I will probably start character generation, opening movie, and the very initial setup stuff. I'll probably do it privately, just me, so that we're not getting distracted. But once I'm actually
Fair
in
enough.
gameplay and everybody's here, I will probably jump in. I don't know if Lucky doesn't mind. I could stream from Tiamat. And just
I mean,
have
Tiamat.
the
If you're in the
squad
crows,
here.
you're in Tiamat.
Yeah,
You can be
I
there.
mean, I can see Tiamat. That's what I'm saying, though. It's
Can free trial people join a free company?
I don't think you.
I hope
Can.
so.
I think I bought the game because I couldn't be in it.
well, we'll see what happens. We'll figure it out as we go.
You'll be an honorary member.
Yeah, I mean, I can already see the channel and be in the VC, but I'm just saying, I can. Worst comes to worst, I think everybody who's currently active in the Crow's Nest can speak in Secret Gaming because they're also in
True.
the Secret Tabletop Cabal.
Sorry,
So
I just tapped over and saw what I posted yesterday.
But real, I reached the point where it's that's accurate. It's pretty accurate of actually how that goes for a bit.
but yeah, so look forward to that tomorrow as well. I know some people are excited for that, so keep your eyes out. I hope to see you there. I hope to see you in future fail portrayals. That will be, unless we really have to fuck all some stuff up. Fail portrayals tend to do better than progs. I wish they didn't. Please go back and watch last week's prog. I play Trickstars finally.
It was
Um,
great.
Yeah.
It was a great week, actually. Really.
Yeah, it was a very
Yeah.
interesting week. So check
Also,
It
them
was a
out.
very. It was
Also,
very
don't
dumb.
spoil that one, please, because I think I have the final couple matches to watch. On
Yeah,
that,
I won't spoil it for the audience. I want to drive them to see it. So go check it out. And we'll try and work out what our schedule is. But Fail Portrayals will be continuing. I think I discussed this with Axe before. Even if Prog ends somewhere around the 100 episode marks. And I have other ideas for dumb series because lots of people are doing other content. I really want to ape Dizif and MBT's Master Roulette series, but in EDO Pro, so we don't have to buy unlimited gems. Because
I mean,
the pack opener
can simulate those
simulates,
packs.
yeah. So that could be funny, but we'll see about some of that other stuff later. But we will continue to bring you content. I thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I've drank my entire bottle of water in this last hour and a half of the stream. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you and good night. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you please. Tell your friends,
Bye,
tell your
everyone.
enemies. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Night.